Welcome back, ladies. How are y'all doing today?
We're doing great.
Excellent day.
Doing really good.
Welcome to episode 21, season 2 of Sitting Pretty and Keeping It What?
Real.
Can y'all say that again one more time?
Real.
Thank you.
No, you know you need to stop.
Can you hear me now?
You're too young to be a cougar.
See, they're already starting, girl. They starting.
Listen,
Oh,
I'll be
See,
looking
whoever
for me
sits
some
by
little,
this one, then they.
I'll be looking for me some
I'ma
little
put
titty
y'all
babies.
Beep.
Okay.
Alright, so like I said, welcome back to Sitting Pretty and Keeping It Real. And today we have two special guests with us. We have Miss Jesseca and Miss Tasca, the owners of Lash Me Out. How are y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Y'all happy to be here?
Yes, I waited months.
I know.
Oh,
The
man.
day is the day.
Well, we're glad to have you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to remember everything tonight.
You're doing the
So
food.
let's go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Hey, this is Kimmy. Where Pretty's at?
Spicy tea.
T to the E.
And it's your girl, McKay.
I just want to know what was so funny. Why you
Nothing.
giggling?
Cause you're
Just
cheeky.
want you to
Because
say
you just haven't
something.
been around me in a while.
Yeah, we haven't
Okay.
seen you. We haven't seen you.
So, I have I have something to tell y'all tonight.
What?
What?
I really
You
like
put-
these drinks.
Man, they fire, right?
Yeah, it's really
I
good.
thought you
That's
was gonna
my
say
second
she
one.
wouldn't.
Oh, shit. Oh, so Spicy Tea, tell us about the drinks that you whipped
How
up
pretty
today.
it is.
Well, you know, I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into
This
these
was a
drinks. I had to
10-cent.
make sure that it was
Hater.
perfect for our guests.
Amazing.
You know, I had to make sure everything balanced out.
And it was girly.
So it is
Yes.
definitely the bikini martini.
Of the season.
Because it's hot, and I wish I was in a bikini right
Right
now.
gonna put a bikini on.
It's 111 degrees.
When we
All
go
pass.
when we go on break, we gonna come back with a bikini on.
And we're ending the podcast.
Well, I got a bodysuit on, so hey, come on.
Hey, you ready?
Okay. Pool party.
You need a personal friend.
Yeah.
She got
That
one
drink is hot.
It is?
Oh,
That's good to me.
That's good. She
Do you want to know what's in
She
this?
gonna
Yes.
transfer that little
T to the
umbrella.
T to the E. I mean, oops, I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
mixing y'all up. There's too many T's. And
It's one of them sneak drinks, I know it.
Mm-hmm.
So in this bikini martini, it is actually vodka. It's rum too. It's pineapple juice and grenadine. So we got it sitting right. So the grenadine's
Layered.
at the bottom. It's layered. Looks pretty.
Almost like a sunset.
Tell them about our umbrella.
Oh, I forgot about the sexy umbrellas too, because it's hot. So we need some
No.
shade. The shade.
No shade. I'm done with you. I'm so done. No
we
shade.
need to really start going visual. Cause
So-
I'll really be tripping over here.
No shade.
So what's on the menu?
One of
T
these
to the
days.
E.
No shade. Some salad. I can't go over all those toppings.
Yes, you
Yeah.
I know, right? It's like
Okay,
10 toppings.
so we
Looking
got
right
some.
at them.
What is
A salad bar
Wait,
first
what is
off.
Queen Bee called? Cucumbers.
Cucumbia.
Red onions. We got shredded carrots.
That doesn't sound like people want to eat that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta make it
We have a
sound.
fresh garden salad, cucumbers, red onion, shredded carrots,
Carrot.
chopped cherry tomatoes.
That's so pretty.
I don't know what else is over there. Cheese and mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's just pretty. It's gonna be really
We got
nice.
extra stuff in the kitchen.
Oh, we got scrimps.
Pepperoni.
We got scrimps.
We got pepperonis.
We got
Avocado.
avocados.
I didn't-
We
Olives.
went all out. We did a
Olives,
salad bar.
artichokes.
And those
Yeah.
are some fresh, strong
Basically,
onions.
basically, we did a salad bar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
literally
you.
what
The
it is.
choice is
Appreciate it.
yours.
I love it.
Alright, so I'm glad y'all. You see, y'all can't say
We
nothing
happy about that
anything.
salad bar.
Yeah.
I love salad.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how I always be forgetting. That little umbrella spin is not making you.
I can feel my lips could feel something.
It's
I'm
not
done.
working.
It's a hot girl summer. Literally.
I like what Jessica. That was you who said. What did you say? Not a hot girl summer, but a
That's
what
a
summer?
boss girl
A
summer.
boss girl summer.
Well, this boss is hot.
You tripping. Okay. So we're gonna go into the hot topics of the night, okay? So, T to the E. Oh my gosh, y'all don't look nothing alike, but I keep
Y'all
mixing y'all
don't
names
start with me because I got to do the video.
I'm not starting with you. I just accidentally said your name.
Okay.
Alright, pause. Spicy tea. Can you go ahead and tell us about, what were you saying earlier? You could start with one of the topics. You were saying about Tiffany Haddish. Just give us a little brief synopsis of what you had to let off your chest.
So Tiffany Haddish has this new Netflix series. It's about 6 episodes.
Really?
I see.
Yes, it's a stand-up comedy, but it's called They're Ready. So she brings like comedians that probably like they've been on Comic View or something, but never really blowed up.
They're probably like what you would consider
Underground
underground rappers, but like underground comedians.
Right.
Yeah.
So they've been around for a while, but they've never really blown up. And it's just hilarious.
Oh, it is
really
good?
Funny?
It is
I
funny.
The latter, the first 2 aren't that funny, but then
No. Number 2 is the
Wait, which one was
funniest.
she?
The drag queen with the blue dress.
Yeah, Honey or something.
Well, have y'all watched it?
I haven't.
I've touched in on it, and
Okay.
I think because of the first one not being that
The
funny,
first one was not funny
I
at all.
shut it off.
Okay.
So
I
I'm
do
glad
that.
we're talking about it.
Yeah,
so
the
I'll go
first
back and
one
turn it off.
It's not funny. So, okay, out of all of them, there's only really 2 of them that's just gonna have like your soul hurting.
Okay.
It's episode 2, and I think episode
Which one?
4.
Because I go by how they look.
The drag queen, which was the guy, I can't think of the names, and then the one that had the red suit on, the dark skinned girl.
Yes,
that
she
was
was
from
hilarious.
Compton
Okay.
too.
Oh my
She was
gosh,
from Compton,
she
too.
was hilarious.
Because I know Tiff's suit was G'd out.
Yeah.
Oh, shiny.
Yeah. So I think it's episode 2 and episode 4.
Okay.
Those are
Go
the
back
only
and watch
ones
it.
that are really like hilarious, but because she actually had those 2 episodes, it's worth watching.
All right.
Because
How long are each of them?
they're about 30 minutes long,
each.
about 27
okay.
You
minutes.
could literally
gotta
watch
watch
it in a
tomorrow.
day, all of it.
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
can.
watch it.
Yeah.
But it's worth it, like, to support her, and I like what she's doing. She's trying to bring artists up because she was once in their position,
Correct.
and somebody brought her up. She
And
was
that's what I
homeless.
like. Yeah. I
Right,
like
she
that.
was. Even one of the girls on there was like, she lived with me at one
Someone
point.
was down there crying.
Wow.
So, these
I
are
think
people that
that's
she
important.
really, it is. Like,
Yeah.
if you've gotten to a certain place, like, if you have the opportunity to bring someone else up, let somebody else shine. Why
Without
not?
trying to charge them, because I know I ran
Right.
into a few bumps, because y'all know I be on Instagram, Facebook, I be in everybody inbox. Like, y'all gotta get these lashes.
Right.
I don't want y'all to do nothing. I'll work for it. We'll grind hard. Like, just show me the path. I had reached out to, I wouldn't even say she was a celebrity. She's more of like what you call it.
Influencer.
An influencer, correct. So I had got her phone number off Instagram. I reached out to her, and her mom ended up picking up. I guess she's an assistant for the shop. And I was like, hey, I own a business. We have a lash line, and I wanted to know, what's the steps to like maybe help us promote, put it on Instagram, whatever you can do. She was like, oh, well, if you want her to promote, we charge $500. I said, $500? She said, yeah, for 24 hours to that part.
I gotta know who this is.
Yes,
Oh, I
$500
know
for 24 hours to post on her Instagram. And I was like, wow. I was like, well, do you just have maybe a P.O. box, where I can maybe just send the gifts to her, and then she can decide if she wants to post them or not.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So she ended up giving me the P.O. box or whatever. But I was just shocked because I was like, first of all, no shade, but you not even like there. Like, and you're there again because of somebody else that helped you get there.
Exactly.
And nobody would have never known who you were until you came on the show, and now they all know who you are.
She
And
was on one of
so,
those reality shows.
yes, she was. And so I was just like, wow, that offended. I got a little bit offended, because I was like, wow, where I'm coming from. So me trying to get off the ground and like really promote the lash line. We know lashes are really big. People love them. But when it's coming from a celebrity, everybody's going to jump over it, you know? So I just like, wow, that's crazy that they do that. So I kind of like the fact that Tiffany's doing that. I'm going to watch it because I think that's important to do because you can't forget where you come from.
Yeah.
Right.
And they tend to forget. $500 for 24 hours.
That's too much.
Yeah, you're
money
not
to have
Kevin
somebody-
How many followers does she have?
Yeah, you got.
She has a pretty
But
nice.
they might not be
yeah,
true.
that I
They may
heard
not be
that.
organic.
I heard about that they don't all be true. Sometimes they buy them.
Yeah.
Not sometimes. A lot of those people.
I heard
Because you
that.
can look at their likes, how many likes they get. I'm sorry, they don't
That's
add
what
up.
means the most. Yeah, I've seen some with like 25,000
Get 5 likes.
and then they post something, you got like 100 likes.
Not even that.
I get that, and I'm a regular old girl. I got
Right.
to post my baby shit. You get about 100, 200 likes.
Right. No, for real though, yeah. And they all do that, but the nicest one was Trina Braxton. I reached out to her. I reached out to her, and it was kind of crazy because she actually like messaged me back right away. So I got like all like excited, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's super cool!" And she was like, "Yeah, reach out to my assistant, and he'll tell you what to do." So I ended up reaching out to the assistant. He gave me the PO box. At first, he was like, "Well, what's your budget? You know, because they all want to charge you." He was like, "What's your budget?" I was like, "Well, I have a budget," and I was like, at this point, you know, we're a new business. We're just starting. We ain't got money to just be paying y'all to promote our stuff. Exactly. Can you help out?
It's like, you need money. We need money.
Exactly.
Too.
So I was like, can you help out? And I was like, you know, if you want, I can even screenshot you the bank account, like whatever you want to show that, you know, we're not faking, like we're a new business. We need help. And so he was like, all right, let me see what I can do. You know, I'll talk to her and I'll get back with you. He was like, just send the stuff. So I ended up sending it. And she just ended up posting it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I appreciate her for that. Yeah, because she didn't, because typically she charges, but she did it.
Okay.
Yeah. It was real.
Yeah, it was real. Correct, exactly.
When you got real product and some good stuff, they gonna flock to it.
Correct, exactly. And I did also get a message back from, what's her name? Sky, assistant from New York. What is it, Black Ink, New York? Yeah, and so I have to send her a pair of lashes too because her assistant reached out to me to send some lashes.
Oh, cool.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
And they say just ask. I mean,
That's what I said, yeah.
That's it.
All right. Let's go on to the next topic of the... I feel like it's going to be the next topic for the end of the year if they don't sell out. Have y'all tried Popeye's new chicken sandwich?
I have not. I went last night, but the line was too long. And then today I was like, I'm over it. I don't even care no more.
I'm feeling some type of way.
Have you tried it?
Mm-mm.
You have?
You have?
I have.
Is it bomb?
It's bomb, yes.
Really?
We're
Just
over
that
by
simple.
my house. Somebody ran into Popeyes.
Are you serious? Trying to get the chicken sandwich?
That was
you
behind my
serious?
house. Yeah, somebody crashed and I
That's
did
gonna go
that.
viral.
They the one that posted the video.
Really?
Oh, the chicken
Yeah,
sandwich? No.
I haven't tried it either.
It ain't that good.
No, it's
I know, but they
right.
literally came running upstairs talking about, look what just happened at Popeyes. Showing me the pictures.
It's just crazy because like everybody has chicken sandwiches. You know what I
Right,
mean?
I'm just trying to see
And
what's
I'm just
making
like,
it
why?
so...
If you
Why?
like
I
Popeye's
just feel a
chicken-
certain way. It ain't even about that. I just feel a certain way because they're trying to attack Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A ain't
I like
doing to
Chick-fil-A
nobody.
too.
They did not love
Don't
Chick-fil-A.
compare them. Just like we got a new chicken sandwich
I don't know
out.
how it got
I
there.
agree.
To get the hype up, but y'all know, in
'Cause
order to
Chick-fil-A
get hype
sandwiches
up,
is
you
bomb,
gotta put something
okay?
versus something. It's controversial,
Yeah,
all that
that's it.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I like my little Chick-fil-A.
I did too, and I love their fries.
Oh, that's
I
right.
love
Girl, they
Yes.
That's
yes.
weird.
I love
So
it.
have you seen the joke with T.D. Jake's picture with Popeyes? And
No, what is
Chick-fil-A?
it?
No.
So they
joke?
have a past picture of Popeyes and a new picture of T.D. Jakes and his wife with Chick-fil-A.
I'm
Disrespectful.
gonna tell y'all another thing.
Oh, my
Disrespectful.
goodness.
So I went to an HBCU, right?
Oh, nice. My daughter wants to go to
Yeah,
one.
let her go. Let
She
her go.
wants to go in Texas.
Let her go.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Benedict College in South Carolina.
Nice.
And it's funny because they have a meme out now. Well, Benedict just got the HBCU of the Year award. Okay.
I'll let her know that.
And so a lot of the other HBCUs been hating, you know, on Benedict. Like, leave us alone. So then they want to use the memes of chicken sandwiches. They use chicken sandwiches to grade the schools. So...
What?
So you got like Tuskegee, you got this juicy old the Popeyes. Popeyes chicken sandwich, right? And then you got Benedict. They gave us the whack ass Wendy's chicken sandwich.
Oh, that's
I kind of felt some type of way. It's like we should have had the Popeyes
Right.
or Chick-fil-A, but because we the one that got HBCU of the year. You know, the ones, the whole category. None of those other schools have gotten HBCU of the year.
Wow. That's
And it's
interesting.
just a phase. This is gonna
It is
go.
a
Yeah.
phase. It is
By
a
what,
phase.
Monday?
What made it go viral?
I don't know.
That's what I keep
don't
trying to
know.
figure out. Like,
Probably
what
'cause I
made
think
it?
Chicken-fil-A was tweeting each other. Was
But I
tweeting stuff
think
too.
because if you think about it, like You wouldn't think Popeyes to have a chicken sandwich.
You
Like,
wouldn't.
would've never-
Because they haven't had one.
Yeah,
and so it
never-
just took one, and that's how they made it popular
Right.
by comparing themselves to
They
someone who's known for a chicken sandwich. All Chick-fil-A has is a chicken sandwich. They ain't compare themselves to Wendy's.
Or
They compare
McDonald's,
themselves to
McChicken,
McDonald's.
yeah.
They ain't compare themselves to none of that. They compare themselves to the top, which only sells chicken.
Right.
And so once they made it controversial, everybody
It just
keep
went
going.
crazy.
So now everybody's like, well, let me see what's up.
Yeah, it was a smart marketing
It
strategy.
was good marketing strategy.
Yeah.
They said they made like $23 million or something.
I bet.
In 2 days.
I know.
Yeah.
The line last night, it was like 10 cars in the driveway. And not only just the cars in the driveway, it was packed in the inside too. And that's why I was like, I ain't got
And you know
time.
Popeyes is kind of
Since
always
they
It's
have
like it
started
used to be. Yeah.
Since they've started it, the line has been consistent
Everywhere though. Yeah, because I was watching this girl snap. And she said that was the second one she had went to try to get in line. And it was people like going in asking like, do y'all got the chicken sandwiches left?
That's like the patty pie.
If I wasn't there, I would be upset.
Yeah.
Upset.
They need to do it
You know what? We should do one.
We
And
should.
holler out.
We gonna do it. We gonna do it.
But
We
I
saw
saw
the
this
scream
one
out.
tweet. I saw this one tweet that said this guy. He went to Popeyes and they didn't have no more buns, so he went to the store and bought his own buns.
What?
And
It
got
ain't
the
gonna be the
chicken and
same,
put it on
though.
the salad. I was like, you needed to.
Is it that serious?
Because the bun is what makes it pop. And
Right.
from my
The bun is
understanding,
really good.
the bun is similar to like a Hawaiian roll,
Yeah, the
right?
bun is
Really?
Wait, so you tell
That's
us
what
how
makes it
tastes?
good.
So
I gotta
had
go
one-
Try that.
What'd you say?
Anything
I
with
gotta
the
go try
Hawaiian rolls is
So,
bomb.
but we were in Denver last weekend. My son-in-law just came back with Popeyes. First of all, I didn't know it was this big old thing. So he brings it back, and I was like, "What is this you brought me back?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a Popeye sandwich." So I open it up, and it's this big fillet of chicken that's fried.
So it's not like a
so
slider;
good.
it's a big sandwich.
Girl,
I like
no.
sandwiches.
Oh, I picked the
It's
picture.
bomb.
I only seen the picture.
The sandwich is bomb. And so then I open it up because I'm real picky about my food. So I look in there. I was like, "What is this on there?" And they're like, "Just try it." And so it's a pickle and just some sauce. And I hate sauces on my food. Girl, I bit into that thing, and then so I ate half of it. So we leave to go to the amusement park. This whole time we gone, I'm like, "Ooh, I hope that lady didn't throw." And this is before I even knew that this was gonna go viral. I was like, "I hope that lady didn't throw my food away." You know how they come clean the room,
Right.
Because I had rolled it back up, put it back in the bag. The whole time I was at the park, that's all I thought
You
about.
really?
Yeah. I was like, that was a damn good ass sandwich. Girl,
Oh.
when I got back to the hotel,
It was thrown away.
no, the
Oh.
whole, girl, I knew who
Tore
she
that
was.
hotel up.
They
I
put
went right-
HMO in it.
No,
What I heard though is
I'm
because it's
joking.
like fried.
they said
Like
fried like a
fried,
grandma
like
fried it.
chicken.
Like a real fried
Right.
chicken. It's
Like
not a
the
soft
Chick-fil-A
batter.
Chick-fil-A is battered and it's
It
soft.
had me think, which I'm like,
Because
I
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I
Worked
don't eat
behind
that
her
much.
dad's steak.
Yeah, so I go back to her. I opened that sandwich up, and it was so good. I just took the piece of chicken off and ate it cold. That's how good it was. So then the
That
next
was
couple
good.
days we hear the hype. So I had my daughter go today, and the one in Phoenix wasn't as good. That one in Denver,
I hear
it will make
certain
you fly
ones is
back.
not that
Which
good.
one she go to?
Today I don't know which one she went to.
I have no comment on why the ones in Phoenix is not good. We can talk about that off.
Yeah, but that one in Denver, girl, that sandwich was bomb.
Do you know who the owner was? Did you
Girl.
look?
I didn't go. Many.
Oh, sorry.
So dumb.
I don't
okay,
get
now
it.
you
You know
okay,
how
now
you have
you're
some
making me
restaurants had a picture of the owner on it,
Right,
smiling,
on the
like
wall.
coming to America.
Right, exactly. They do.
McDowell's. And that was the name of the
Yeah.
McDowell. And they're making. I think they're making a new
They
one.
do
too.
it.
I can't with y'all.
Sorry.
Okay, so how do y'all feel about this? So I'm trying to think whether I should make this specific or should I just make this general. Okay, so everybody knows who Terrence Howard is, right?
Yes.
So he has to pay his ex-wife, $1.5 million in spousal support.
Who do?
Terrence
Oh,
Howard.
why he couldn't have married me?
Ooh, and what did he do?
Why?
What
Whoa.
They're not
depends on
together
why.
in spousal support.
But
he
why?
A month?
Getting a
Why are
divorce.
they no longer
No.
together?
Oh, I
Nobody.
don't know.
Is that a month? Or for the year?
It is warm here now.
Well, that's because she
See, it
probably
depends
was
on
the leaser of the breadwinner.
right. It depends
Had to
on
be to pay.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and it depends on why they are separated.
Correct.
If he's out cheat, like I feel like as a man, you're an actor, blah 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 blah. But if you break those vows, then you messed up this marriage. You gotta pay me.
And it depends on too. I don't mean to cut you off. Like she
fine.
said, it depends on too. If she didn't do anything and he was 100% taking care of her, she has to maintain that lifestyle.
She has to maintain that. Yeah.
And especially, I think they have a kid together. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I remember
A
her
lot
being
of people
pregnant.
don't realize that either, because some men like they want women. I want you to stay at home, take care of the kids.
Hey, Keita.
So they put them in this whole bubble, and then they leave them.
The 19th, 18th century.
Right? Nah,
Wow, she got blessed.
she did.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot.
I didn't even know he made that much.
Yeah,
Okay.
they said that he makes $250,000 per Empire episode.
Shut up.
How much?
That's why Jamal went crazy.
Per episode. Don't get her started. Oh Lord.
Jamal went
We're gonna be
crazy.
getting sued. Be quiet.
That's why Jamal went crazy.
From the moment I heard that story, I knew it was a lie. I knew it.
Jamal.
My daughter said as soon as it came out, Mama,
It wasn't
how did
Jamal,
you
it was
know?
It was Jesse, not Jamal.
Jesse. I said, man,
He went into character. That was Jamal.
no matter what race you are or whatever, if somebody's trying to hang you in public, you're going to do everything in your power as a person to defend yourself.
Correct.
Period. I don't care where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know,
So
and the fact that I saw no marks on you, then it's made up. You are a man.
Because you didn't fight. Yeah.
You're not a woman. You are a man. Okay? And for you to just say, oh, somebody, no.
Yeah,
That's
because
a
you would have
lie.
been fighting your
It
ass
ain't
off.
happened.
You would have
It
been
ain't
fighting your
happened,
ass off.
Captain.
Thank you. Why walking or crawling?
When he found out how much Cookie,
Yeah, but it's gonna
And
be
Lucius
like 2
May.
weeks, and then they'll go through and
Jamal.
fix it, and then it'll be available on podcasts.
I am so
Jamal got
done.
mad.
Then I hear this food.
Jamal
He found out
got
how
mad.
much Cookie and Lucius.
he found out how much Cookie
It
and
had
Lucius
to be
made. He got
something.
mad. I'm gonna tell you for real. He's like, damn, they pay me $20,000 a year. But they try to, he felt like he I mean, the episode.
I just had to process what she said. Like, wait,
pay more than
I'm in
that.
an episode.
we both was like,
I'm
huh?
in an episode.
65.
I thought he was getting 25 an episode.
I thought it was 65.
Shoot, I
That's
did
it?
25
I think that's what he
episodes.
wanted.
Is
Oh,
what?
he wanted 65.
Because he
He
wasn't
was
getting
getting less.
nothing, and he felt like because they was portraying his life, like he had to be this gay man, he had
He
to be
really
this
is
whole
gay in,
person.
in
He
life,
is.
in real life. Yeah.
That's why Jesse, what's his name, Daniels, whatever, Jesse Daniels. I'm about to make
This
up
girl, I'm
names.
not gonna
Daniels.
deal with her. She going between the
Lee
fictional, the
Daniels.
character, and then the real name. I love
Lee
that.
Daniels.
And then when I
Lee
seen that
Daniels
apartment,
put
I
him
said,
over.
oh, he ain't making much. That looked like Jess'
He
apartment.
get 20,000
You know what?
an
We got to
episode.
switch seats because you and her are gonna
He
sit
get
by each other.
20,000.
Right, because
And that man got mad because he wanted more. Because he felt like he portrayed a bigger role on the show.
He did. I thought his
And
role
he
was perfect.
did.
Yeah.
He did. But the
He
thing
did.
is,
But
you
those other
signed
people-
contracts.
But those other people were already famous.
But
And
the
I was
reason,
saying in this
Yeah.
the reason, but it don't
And he can
matter.
sing.
The show came about because of Lucius and Cookie.
Exactly, because they were
It's a
already famous.
piggyback off of
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Baby Boy. Yvette and
Yeah, but
Joey.
it's true. But they were already famous, so he can't
Somebody
expect to make the
Joey.
money they make at the end of the
But
day.
he was a top person in the show.
I
But
feel
prior
so
to that show starting, he was not.
Nobody
And
knew.
like you said, when they did the
They just
contract,
knew his last name because of his sister, but other than that,
Yeah.
And then when
And my
he
thing
came,
is, you sign your contract. That's up to you to agree to it or negotiate whatever.
Or
But
have
every new
stipulations.
season, depending on the views, it doesn't. It's supposed to change.
A lot of
Depending
people go
on
back
his
to the same
contract.
one. A lot of people
Yeah.
go back and try
It
to
goes to the
negotiate.
contract, but it
What
wasn't
were you
like a
gonna say?
negotiation of his contract. Like he wasn't trying to negotiate his contract. He just felt like they owed him more. Don't sign the contract
For real.
if you feel like you're worth more.
Yeah.
I was going to say he just needs to stick to acting because his real life line don't work.
That was a whole acting. I thought it was a scene. It sounded like it needed to be a scene. They should have put that.
plotting.
They should have added that scene to Empire.
yeah.
A writer or anything.
They should have
Yeah.
added that scene to Empire.
Did they
for real.
fire him before we chose?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
They
he got
did.
fired.
And they did not accept him back because they knew that he had
He's a
completely,
liability.
yeah,
Oh, he messed with
made up that
liability.
story. Yeah,
Yeah.
And he kind of made his sister look bad if you ask me.
Yeah. His sister had a
She's
big back.
Oh my
She's
God,
a big
I
actress.
loved her.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She is very beautiful.
The one that eaves by you with the red
Yeah,
hair.
and she
No,
started.
I love
She actually
her.
started off in Full House
Okay.
as
She's
the
played
his best
a
friend.
lot of games.
Yeah.
Oh
She
my
seemed like a
God.
very
Like as a
sweet
kid.
person.
The Great Debater.
Yeah.
Great
Remember?
Debater.
Yeah, so that's
She played in Little Rascals,
I love
and
her in
Little
that.
Kids.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And they all supported
So
him
now
and
he ain't
backed
making
him.
no money.
And then
Well,
he been
I'm
better
sure
off with that
he,
20,000
I'm
a
pretty
year.
sure he still got money.
His agency probably dropped him as well.
Yeah.
He did. He
You
got
think
dropped.
so?
No,
that
but
was
what I'm
that
saying,
cold-blooded love.
He got dropped.
but what I'm saying, the money he was complaining about, now he's not even making that
Right.
because of the stunt he
And that's
made.
what sometimes you gotta feel like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he should have been way smarter than that.
Because you actually have a better opportunity of not renewing your contract and
Going somewhere.
going somewhere else. Because
Then
now you're
doing-
kind of big. You
then-
kind of know.
Yeah, but then doing that, he really.
But now
screwed
you've
up.
done that.
But
people
and other
like,
people are going to be scared
Yeah.
to sign you because of
Right.
that.
What you gonna do? You gonna fake like you got shot next time?
He would have been better slipping in Walmart.
Yeah. next to Smokey.
No, wait, that's so funny. Why did I see this
I mean,
thing?
he's there now.
I
He's
saw
there.
this thing last night. Like, Facebook is so funny. So this thing last night, and this guy it was a black guy. He actually went viral. He worked in a warehouse, and all the boxes fell on him. So he was like, someone took the picture, and he was like, the manager was like, so another guy made the boxes fall. He ended up hopping in the boxes, and the manager came over and he was like, "Are you okay?" He was like, "No, my back hurt." He was like, "Well, can you pass a drug test?" He said, "No." He said, "Well, you better get your ass up." And it was so funny because the picture was of him like landing between the boxes, like he had really got hurt, but he didn't. He said, "You better get your ass up."
Because you tried to be screwed.
That's real talk.
I was weak. I was like, Facebook is so funny, man.
Late at night, that shit really is funny.
So that means
Exactly.
that his ass ain't getting
Exactly. He got
Everybody needs a
up.
job for playing.
Yeah.
Exactly. He was like, sometimes I seen them boxes, I dove in.
Yeah.
Ain't the city of Chicago's coming after him now?
Yeah.
Oh,
They try, yeah.
Oh,
the city
yeah,
of
they're
Chicago
suing
is.
him.
Yeah, because he used all those resources.
Yeah, the police, all that stuff.
That's crazy.
And that brand new rope he had around his neck.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to play with you.
They should have the price tag on it.
Exactly. She's so silly, that brand new robe.
I'm done. She said
That brand new robe. They didn't even have sense enough to get it. He didn't even have or even have scars around his neck.
The rope was brand new.
And then did y'all see the next, like, he did a show, like, a few days later. And he was like, "Justice will be served."
Oh, yeah,
Like,
It sure
he
is.
hyped up the whole audience.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like, dude, like, you really screwed yourself now. You would have had a better chance of just being a diva and not renewing because you
Right.
have more money than now.
Wow.
So let's go on to the next topic of the night. So this is a question, and then y'all can justly go around the table and answer. Okay. So how do y'all feel about this? Does moving in together cause a relationship to end faster?
Good question.
It depends
It depends.
on whether you like to be close to your mate or whether you don't.
Or if they moving in with some and moving in with nothing. Because sometimes they could be homeless and move in. So it depends.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, it depends. That's a broad question.
Yeah. And it also depends on whether or not if your mate has a schedule, things to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want anybody moving in that don't really have a life.
And they ain't got no job.
So let's just go hypothetically.
For
It's
real.
somebody that you are just truly in love with. You see yourself marrying this person.
Yeah.
So what was the question again? Does it ruin it?
Does it? I forgot it that fast. Hold on.
I think it helps.
Does moving in together cause a relationship to end faster?
I don't think it just depends.
Yeah, it really does.
Because if the thing of it is, they can move in with good intentions. They can have a job. They can have a nice bank account, 401k, life insurance, all of that. Then when they move in, they could lose all of that, and then you looking like, what we about to do? Like for real.
Or they could be sloppy, dirty.
Yeah, they could be
nasty.
nasty.
Yeah, it could be a number of things.
Yeah.
I think what's the most important, and I think what makes relationships last after you move in together, is that each person continues their life as they would have if they were single. You know, not single, but still as they would do.
Not be
a lot of
needy and
times when
stuff.
we get in relationships, we tend to stop talking to friends.
We lose ourselves.
Yeah, we do that. But if you can continue your life and still have your friendship, and your relationship, then relationships last.
Because it's important to still have an outside life.
Oh, yeah. That makes it go. And I remember one time I was younger riding Greyhound, and I told the guy, I said, I'm going to tell your wife. He said, go ahead and tell her. It might make her act right.
Oh, shit.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's those little things that make people, want their relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's like a 50-50. It could be good, and it can go sour.
But if it goes sour, it's good. That means y'all probably don't need to be together.
You don't need to be together anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Because the person can act one way, and then when they move in, you're like, who is this?
But then I think that's a trial. I really think that. I know that remember back in the old days, they were like, oh, you shouldn't live together. I forgot what they call it, buy the cow or whatever.
You don't get the milk
I really
for
truly
free or
believe that if you do not live with a person before you marry them, you are going to be doomed because you do not know that person at all. No, but I'm telling you.
Somebody want to make sure.
I say the
Preach,
same
child.
because you don't know them.
You don't know nothing.
You don't know what time they want the lights off.
Something is wrong with this one.
Really, Tess? You just have to go there?
And you just.
Mama, you moving with somebody? Mama be like, lights out! 8 o'clock.
They got a clapper.
Yeah, motherfucker, you can get prison. You didn't share
It's the truth. It's true. But I think it takes getting older and going through relationships to realize that, like, I just can't imagine just marrying somebody and walking in that door and you just don't know what you're going to get.
Correct.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Correct.
Surprise.
I'm being honest.
What's your take on it?
It's a business. It's a partnership.
So you need to know beforehand.
No, we gotta know beforehand, but it's gonna be a business, it's gonna be a partnership. If
And
we aren't good partners and we can't make it ain't business, I can't be with you.
I
Right.
agree.
Because we can't take care of
We
the
can't
kids.
take care of right.
I ain't take care of nobody's son.
Okay.
I'm talking about nobody's son.
Oh,
I gotta
Look,
see it.
that
I
other
gotta
part
see the business aspect. Yeah, I gotta see it all. Girl, I take care of
You know
nobody's
what?
son.
While we on it,
You gotta get your
the
child.
family too. You gotta meet the family.
Yeah.
If you don't meet that family, you might be chopped up on wedding night.
Yeah.
Hey,
I agree. I think
Sorry
it's
to cut you
then I
off.
dodge it.
Yeah. Girl.
then I just dodged. No, fine. I'm joking.
He's stupid.
I'm joking. I'm joking. That motherfucker crazy. Motherfucker probably gonna be listening to this shit. I heard every word you just said.
What do you
She
think?
wanted
That
it.
motherfucker crazy. Shit.
I think it depends because I think you should because you don't want to move in with somebody the next thing you know you aren't compatible, they messy.
Correct.
And I think I'm real crazy too, so
Yeah.
you need to know my crazy.
Correct.
So,
Right. But I think I'm crazy, but I'm a fun crazy. Yeah.
I just depend on
Everybody got that crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm
My
balanced
thing
crazy.
is like you have
sounds
to
more
pull
like
that crazy out. If you don't pull the crazy out,
Yeah.
what do you mean by pull the crazy?
You gotta pull it out.
You gotta get to know, like
You have to
you
get
said,
to know them.
Yeah, you do.
to see if you want to.
Because everybody ain't
You gotta
just nice.
text
Like,
them.
everybody
Right.
got like I could be 99% angel, but that 1%, yeah, I got
But
you.
not only that, you have probably 50% of Americans that get in relationship and are phony. At the
Correct.
beginning. Like, you meet them and that ain't their voice.
Right.
No, but seriously,
For real.
no, because some people when they change their voice when they get on the phone and stuff, or when they start recording, it's like you see their mouth move different and all that. I agree.
Right.
You-
they
you-
paying for everything,
their whole
take them everywhere.
personality
Then they
changes.
move in and you like, wait,
And
where's
then-
the debit card at? What happened?
Once the door slammed the wrong way, here they come out.
And you gotta meet the family because the family gonna call them out.
Yeah, man.
Why
Go
are you
to a
talking
barbecue.
like that?
That's
Yeah.
me.
Yes, go
That
to
was
a
Why are
barbecue.
you acting like that? You better show her. You got them doodle stains in your drawers.
But most of the time, the family know.
They do, and they'll tell you, and then we
You
be the
just
ones
gotta
that don't
listen.
listen.
Listen,
Yeah,
Listen, that's the
they be
problem.
like, you better go and leave that man alone. Don't you date him?
Okay,
I like Pookie.
I tell
Pookie.
Pookie,
I
Dookie.
told my cousin's
should've ran you
girlfriends, I
on
told
the
all
lane.
of them. I'll keep it real. Like, that man don't want you, he gonna do you dirty.
Right.
What you think?
100%. What do I think?
Yeah,
I think it's good to probably live with somebody before you marry them. Because I know, like you said back in the day, like, oh, you can't live with them until y'all married.
Mm-hmm.
But, like y'all said, that's how you figure out everything about a person.
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it determines, I think,
if you want
to deal with that.
Yeah.
Because some people come with a whole bunch of baggage.
Yeah.
Great, they come with a
That's
whole
why I
bunch
stick
mental
to the, I'm
baggage.
single
For real?
until I'm married.
You
What'd
what?
you say?
I'm single until I'm married. I don't give a damn if I'm in a relationship, monogamy. I'm single.
No, but that's true though. You are single. Until
You
you're
are.
married.
And a lot of people hate that. They hate those words. Like, I'm
That's true,
single.
though.
That pace the floor when you sleep. You know, just
You don't know what the hell you got in your house.
That sounds scary.
They do it scare me.
But there's so many people.
My point.
What was he
Yeah.
pacing for though?
Who knows? You think I can get it out of?
He might have been waiting on G.
Would have been able to solve the issue. Exactly. I could ask, but do you think he's really going to tell me? No, I don't.
You might need to go to that family barbecue. Like, why this?
Pacing all over the place.
Shit, I can't. I work with
That
a
was
lot
a
of
good
crazy
one.
mothers. So
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I be like, God dang, you one of my patients?
Yeah. And not only
I
that,
always think of that.
the majority of the time, most of those people are financially set.
Mm-hmm.
And you be in relationships because of the financial.
And the other part be
Exactly.
Weird.
social
They got
skills
weird
and all that
chicks
stuff be
and-
off. Yeah.
Then you
Sometimes
be
it ain't
praying.
worth that money, but sometimes it could be how much they might have a whole bunch.
That part. I don't give a damn about the
Just
wife.
buy you a security
Wait, why
guard.
you drink that drink?
I don't give a damn. I can't. I'm gonna have to
No,
argue
because
that
it
one.
depends. Because it's levels. It's
I'm gonna
levels.
have to argue that
Nah.
one. I can't deal with that. I don't give a damn. You
I'm
can
with you
buy
on
me a
that one.
brand new house, a brand new car right
But then you
now,
have to have your own
motherfucker.
side
If
of
you
the house.
crazy, I can't.
But
fuck
you
with
deal with
you.
it's
your
brothers
baby.
is
I
crazy.
can't deal with
Forget
no
it.
man that's gonna be
Forget it.
emotional and make me feel less of a woman.
No,
Get it. I'm with you.
but if you
Sorry.
could write a check to off balance,
No,
Right, move me over there and you stay over there.
but then he's still gonna be wanting to be here. And it's like,
No, say security.
patient back
you
and
got a
forth.
couple women. Go on and see her tonight.
Like, oh, she cute. Look at her.
Just write that check.
Right.
Check out.
So my question is, what are some of the red flags y'all see, like that you see in the beginning when a man is like, oh, I knew this wasn't gonna work out, like, or I knew he was crazy, like, what are
There's
some
some
red
status
I'll
flags?
let you guys go first.
Some of the status quo ones are just like how they treat
Their mom.
like mom.
You gotta
How
get
they treat.
That's a big
But then
one.
sometimes they could treat their mom good and still be the devil.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
necessarily true.
But it
That's-
can be though.
That's not
But
necessarily
most
true.
of the time, that's
Yeah, it's possible.
because you have to see interactions with their mom a little bit more often. Because if
You can't base it on just like a couple times.
a couple
Right.
times, exactly,
You got to see the mom actually take the person off.
exactly, and
So,
and seriously,
having a heart-to-heart
that's
conversation
Because
with
I have an ex to this day, and I'm just going to tell you, he's the nicest guy around, and he visits his mom every Friday, and not only that, he's always treated me nice. You know, so I noticed that men that are nice to their moms, a lot of times they're nice just because you're present. You know, but then they got stories to tell about their mom when their mom ain't around.
Right.
You know, so you have to pay attention to that. But like you said, the majority of the time when they are nice to their moms, they are nice to
But
the
you gotta
mom.
watch those nonverbal.
The nonverbal
like,
cues.
You can't just
Yeah.
like you can't let them fool you. Like, oh, my mom this or my mom. You gotta watch the stuff.
and
that
watch
they're
the
doing.
mom's reaction too,
And the
because she
mom's
might go roll her
reaction.
eyes after she walk out like he's full of
Okay.
shit.
And then another thing, another status quo one is what they say, like when they're out, how they treat like waiters or other people that are serving you.
Yeah.
Just
Those are
watch
two-
them, period. No, because 25% is verbal and
Yeah,
75%
a lot of
is
it's
nonverbal.
nonverbal.
Yeah.
And you just gotta watch them, period.
That nonverbal is more important than the
Correct.
verbal. For sure.
And outbursts when things doesn't cause an outburst, and yet there's an outburst.
you need to wonder
Pay
why.
attention.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
That
You're
is- I
wondering
didn't
like,
think
oh,
about
hold
that.
on, this shouldn't even went this far. Why did this outburst
Like,
come
I feel like
this?
every woman should test every man.
We'll have like a
You should
series
test
of
them.
things.
Yeah,
That's
you should.
true.
You have to test them. You have to push their buttons to see how they're going to react to certain things. And if they react a certain way, you kind of like, no. Especially if you got one of those men that's just like, oh, they nice, they're sweet, they catering to you,
Yeah,
they give you everything you want.
Them the ones you gotta watch.
Tell them you want this, do this right now, they bam, 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 bam.
They got a whole
Bam,
other
bam,
family.
bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam for a
You
reason.
gotta test
Because they
them.
gonna bam you upside your
You
damn head.
gotta test them niggas.
But some of them be having a whole other family somewhere else.
A whole
Girl in Atlanta somewhere, right?
Atlanta somewhere. She's in Atlanta somewhere.
I know Kimmy always says, like, you know how a lot of women are like, oh, my man does whatever I want, you know. I can talk to him and he just, you know, does. She's like,
He got his
Them
nice
the
little sweet
ones
thing
that
on the
door
side.
actually
That's a
close.
sweet
The
climber.
man is really the man, and the woman is more submissive. So that flip flop be.
And they have a sweet little thing on the side.
Oh, she said
They're
she
listening.
little thing on the side.
But then you got your ones that just do that. You know?
Oh, they
You do.
Regardless.
You do.
Yeah, there's
You
a
know.
lot of those out there.
That's what my mama husband was bragging about one time. He was like, she do this and that. I say, well, one thing about her, she do that for all her men.
Jessica don't try to help you. She don't try to help you. Look.
That's her, ain't it? That ain't me. I'm not even talking about you.
My mom's a good woman. She'll get up 3 a.m, fix you something to eat. That's just who she is.
Yeah.
That's just the nature in me.
Exactly. You got your
That's
good
the good
women,
woman
like that,
in
you
me.
know, that's gonna be that provider, and you know, you just have women like that. They were born that way. Like you have born leaders, you have born providers.
I'm
That's
not a
who
born
they're-
provider. I ain't getting no early.
I'm
agree,
a born leader. I'm a born provider too.
No, I think she mean providing for the man.
No, I'm submissive. I'm gonna be honest. I could be submissive. I can do all the above, but you gotta show it.
She gonna watch it, Tess. You know she is.
See, you done open up a can of worms. Come
Well,
on,
it wasn't
mama.
like I didn't say it to their face.
Exactly.
I already said it.
Exactly.
She gonna call FaceTime in the morning.
Right. What was that? What was that y'all was talking
Yes, she
about?
is.
It was in
And
my
hopefully,
teens.
and hopefully she'd be like, I seen that. I couldn't watch the whole 27
That's what
minutes.
she gonna
I
say.
could only watch the first
What
five.
you talking about?
It just
Maybe we too far in.
tell it was a whole bunch of drinks on the table. It's all good.
But I said it to him in front of her.
So it ain't nothing special.
No.
I'm just listening.
And I'm gonna be real honest. Each woman needs something, a different fulfillment in their life.
They do.
Each woman. So to each his own.
Correct.
To fulfill that, whatever that fulfillment is,
Right.
for a man to fulfill that
I
journey,
agree.
whatever that is.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like I've got to a point in my life to where now I understand and I know my worth. So I feel like I can wait for that for that perfect person to come. I don't even got to be perfect, but I feel like now that I know my worth and understand who I am, if you're not that, then it's no point.
You know, the
And that's
perfect
the
one
thing
that
with
God
me,
sends
though.
for
Correct.
you.
You can even have somebody that can give you everything you want. You know what I mean? But can they really fulfill your journey?
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's like you have some good men, and you be like, you are a good man,
But a
you're
lot of
just
people,
not
women
good for
pass
me.
them up.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're passing them up. Like I said,
It's just not
every
fair.
woman has a different thing that needs to fulfill them,
And
and you can have a good man.
But it's just not a.
your
But
man.
it's not
the
your
end.
man.
It's not,
It's not the one for
What about
you.
when they go to the ones that ain't for them or nobody else?
I'm done. I am so done with. What you say? Oh God! I can't say right now. I'm done with this one.
Which is the truth, and they settle for them, and we see a lot of that.
No,
Yeah.
that's true though. That
You
is
know,
definitely true.
But they probably lack.
But it's looks and fineness and all that comes.
But they
along
still
with it.
lacking if that's all they looking for.
Correct.
They lacking somewhere.
I
That's all
agree.
they
But
looking
you can have a good man, but he may want more from you than you can give to him.
Right.
Ooh,
And that's
that
why I
was
should be understanding in the
That's
beginning.
true.
Right. And I'm gonna speak this from experience. You know, I asked somebody, he just wanted too much from me. He's a good guy.
Agree.
He just wanted too much from me
That's
than I was
I've
able to
never-
give to him.
to him. So then y'all was.
I agree with
So
that.
we weren't compatible.
You go over.
Yeah, that's good because the
one.
one for you,
You
is
go
the wasn't it.
You know, you find that long time relationships, where it seems like the relationship is just too needy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's because you can't fulfill each other's
you feel
needs.
like you can't even really be you without trying to run to this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let it go.
Let it go.
For real.
Like
You
Frozen.
gotta send that to me.
Let
You
it
use that
go.
quote. I like that.
And you gonna put your name on it.
I'll put SittingPretty's name on it. I don't put my name on it.
All right.
Are you gonna remember it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please
Are you
do
trying to
not-
call me drunk?
Yeah.
Just type it right now so you can send that to me. Send
Your
that.
eyes getting low and big at the same
sleeping.
time.
Do we got any more topics or is
No, we
it? Is it
don't.
lunchtime? Is it break time?
She said
It's
lunch.
dinner
Is
time.
it lunchtime?
Salad time.
All right.
It's lunch for her. She gonna try to keep me here till 4:00 in the morning.
Mm-mm.
No, she ain't. All right, we're gonna be back. We're gonna go munch on some salad.
People be like, Navarre, it don't ever bother you when people call you bougie? No. And I'm about to tell y'all why. Yeah. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Huh? Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Yeah, double C's on my eyes, so I'm seeing clear. Just left the dealership, I'm a swerve and stare. On the loop 202, and I'm headed near you. What? Okay, I might just pull up in the Accord, but don't worry, got the X3 keys in the door. What more can y'all even ask for? Fan first, pod son, sitting pretty, we on, yeah, we about to be litty on the moon, and we got new work coming real soon. And as for you, you should have been on, cause we about to take over the whole damn zone. We doing this as a team, so we all about to be flashy, what bling bling. Right, get it, but back to me. 800 on some bundles, that's nothing. A stack on some shoes, that's nothing. I know it's something to you, so why are y'all frontin'? Got 3 jobs, so you know your girl be hustling. I really just like nice stuff, so I'm not frontin' for nobody. Like y'all weak ass little thotties. Gotta call your sugar daddy just to buy an entree. But please don't get it twisted. Come try me and you might get your wig lifted. My daddy taught me well, so I don't with the snitches. Nah. Just know I'm bougie, and you gotta what? Deal with it. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's raps. Wrap it up then. It's your girl Nike on the track.
Welcome back, ladies. How y'all feeling?
Good.
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 Stuff.
Y'all bellies is good.
Yes. My bodysuit
Salad.
about to pop off. It already barely got on.
How are the drinks doing, y'all? Everybody?
Good.
Good.
I had to stop.
On my
Excellent.
4th one? Yeah. Because I'm grown. She don't think I'm grown. I'm grown.
She grown.
I'm 33. But she's around.
Only an age.
Wait, you're really?
I'm 33.
I thought you were way up there,
Yeah, like
25.
25.
Thank you. I just age good.
No, you're not aging, actually.
Right.
No drugs.
Okay.
Drug free.
No, that methamphetamine.
Girl.
That's important.
No drugs. And I don't even drink, to be honest. I just like, when it's good drinks, I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's not a partier.
Yeah.
No,
That's good.
I'm chill.
That's good. Partying is whack.
Really?
How wacky
You
is
just
it?
came back from a whole weekend of partying.
No, I'll turn up when it's time.
Yeah.
What party? Like in-house
She
with
just
my
love to
friends.
twerk.
Yeah.
In-house with your friends, right?
Right.
That ain't the same as party.
Right.
You
right,
talking about
right.
like going out to the club.
No, I
You
don't go to the club.
that.
Yeah.
No.
I don't go to the club.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
So, as we said, this half is all about Lash Me Out. So,
Good
we
morning.
usually just start off like by asking a general question, like, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that's real like broad, but where you're from, how you moved out here, because I know a lot of people we've met, like, no one is originally from Phoenix.
From here.
Like,
We have never only one native.
Yeah, it's not too many Phoenix natives out there. So yeah, just tell us a little about each of your journeys, and y'all can choose. Oh yeah, me too. But I could choose. Y'all could choose who goes first. And
she could go first because I got to unbutton my belt because I'm full.
How you gonna be full off salad?
Because I had just my fourth drink.
We were raised in the Bay Area, Northern California, Vallejo, by my grandmother. She was a strict Seventh-day Adventist. So we were raised extremely religious.
We was raised in a cult. And I hope they watching.
Like for real?
For real. Okay. Serious. Like I love them from a distance, but we were really raised in like in a cult church.
And so anytime that you're raised like that, you want to break free. And so whatever wildness we have is because we want to break free.
Correct. Yeah. Like we couldn't wear like earrings, makeup. We had, girl, look at them.
No, because I've been to Seventh-day Adventist churches, and I don't
because
recall
it's called a New Age. They were going off of the Old Testament.
You said a cult.
Yeah, for real. So we couldn't wear like makeup, earrings. We had to wear long dresses because it was like protecting your body. We couldn't have like what they call worldly friends, so we couldn't hang out with like the people like that live next door. We had to go to Christian school,
homeschool too.
Wow. We went to church Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, sometime Tuesdays.
I swear, it's true.
Yeah, but I mean overall, I appreciate it because even with me being 33, a lot of the people that I grew up with, I look at them because they was always in my mama business, trying to tell my mama to whoop me, and I hope y'all watching. Trying to tell my mama to whoop me and how to chastise me, and they kids didn't turn out so great, you know. So I look at
that's always happens.
Busy in your mama's business.
They was, and I look at myself, and you know, with this being my big cousin, I look up to her a lot. We came out really good, you know, like seriously, like I mean, no shade, but a lot of them ended up, you know, on drugs. 5-10 kids, 20 baby daddies. Wow. I mean, it's sad, you know, to look at them and I just be like, wow, like, you know, my grandmother did a good job. So even though we were in a church to where it was a lot, I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of stress, like seeing all the stuff that went on behind the scenes. Because we was nosy kids. So when they were having meetings, we was peeking through the doors and stuff, trying to hear what's going on. But I feel like overall, it made me who I am today. Yeah, and if I hadn't, like, I feel like grew up in that, I feel like it could have been different for me. Yeah. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. And I think that speaks volumes because a lot of people who grow up in the church like so strictly, they are the ones who tend to rebel.
They do. Yeah. And then I would say we both kind of got out of it like at that peak of that age, so we didn't go like the whole full extent till we were like 21, 22. My dad kind of took me away at like I think like 14, I believe it was. I went and lived with my dad. Yeah, because he wanted me to go to like public schools and be around people.
Social skills.
Yeah, correct. That's exactly what he said. Yeah, so I appreciate it. I do.
So how was that transitioning from where you were to actually being like in that social setting?
I think it was difficult because I had never been to an actual public school before because I was homeschooled like the majority of my entire life. So to go into a public school with other kids, I had to like kind of get to know everybody, get the hang of it, catch up to the curriculum. I would say it was challenging.
Not only that, you run through an identity.
Of knowing who you are. Yeah, and then trying to like transitioning from like wearing like dresses and long sleeves.
Really hiding your dresses in the lockers.
Right, to wearing jeans. Like, it's different. Yeah.
So how old were you during that transition? Because I know you were a little bit older then.
Yeah, probably around the same age.
Okay,
you know,
about 15, 16.
Yeah. I would say my mom moved to California in the 90s.
Okay.
And so that put me around 8th, 9th grade.
Okay.
You know, then I started going back and forth from my grandmother's house to her house, you know, and that giving me that leeway to try to put on pants, and, you know. Yeah. But it was hard because you
couldn't be yourself.
You're suffering with being a teenager, identity. You know, then you have, you know, religion, and then you're in the most happening place in America, the Bay Area, you know, where everything's cracking, you know.
You up here in your long dress.
And see, my mom, she's still a part of it. The same exact church.
Not only that,
Yeah.
it was so embarrassing, dude. We had to drive around with great big seals of God on our cars.
What you mean?
Girl,
So y'all,
don't let me Google it,
so they
okay?
seen y'all when y'all was coming.
Yes, the whole entire church. Like, they would have like how they have labels. So they would have labels with like a seal, and it would say
Like a police.
was it like
great
the-
seal of
the
God?
great seal of God, and then it had a scripture, and everybody that was a part of that church
Have to put
had
on
those
the
seals
car.
on the car.
On the door.
And we had jackets
On the
and
doors.
everything.
Y'all
Jacket.
did.
Oh yeah.
So the people think y'all was like security guards?
I swear, I'm not lying. I'm not making this stuff.
Yeah, we're not
I
making
need to
this
stop.
up.
And then we were centered in the heart of Vallejo, right downtown.
Yeah, well, all the
Right,
buses
right.
come.
Where the bus is transit at.
Right. So
there.
imagine getting off the bus and having to go to school there. Yeah.
Making me do my ugly laugh. I'm doing my ugly laugh. Okay.
Wow.
But I feel like I said, overall,
real.
like growing up in Vallejo, I feel like it was a good experience, and I'm sure she can
Awesome
agree.
experience.
Yeah, like I love like
Not
like
gonna
even
lie.
to this day, like I love Vallejo. Like I said, my mom is still there. I still have friends there. Like families there, you know. But as
Yeah.
far as like the church itself, it's not anything that I would put on my kids or anything that I would ever go back to. Like
I was just gonna ask, will you end up?
no, oh no.
You just took what you
I
can
love
from
God. I believe in God. I believe in faith. But as far as going back to that particular church, I would not do
But
it. No
after-
disrespect to my mom, but I wouldn't do
Yeah.
it.
So after getting out, seeing that it is other still different churches out there that don't work that way, gives you know.
I
it's
don't
still,
go to church because of that.
Oh, and
Yeah.
It's actually like really turned me sour because I saw like so much on the back end that was just so bad. And I guess my biggest thing is like, I know people always say, because my friend always say, well, you can't judge the people that go there. Like, you have to like kind of like
But
just
you
go
seen
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, I don't want to participate if you're supposed to be a leader and you're sitting up here doing this, doing that. How can I look up to you? Like, yeah,
Because
we're
you've
all
seen the
human.
back end of
Correct.
it,
And
yeah.
we're all human, so I'm not going to judge you. But I feel like if that's the case, I
I'm
can
not
just
gonna
stay at the
follow you.
house.
I'm just not gonna
Yeah.
follow you.
What am I follow you for?
And because my grandmother was like such a strict, you know, when I tell you she lived up to
everything.
She even looked like a prophet. You show her your picture. I'm not lying.
She
to
did.
you. She did.
Yeah, she did.
She
White
did.
shirt,
I'm not
collar,
lying to you.
long
This is
dress,
you look
Bible.
and you saw. Literally, we have people that says I joined the church
Because of her.
your grandmother.
Oh,
This is how
okay. So
she
she was
looked.
like real holy.
Oh,
my
yes,
God.
girl.
But she lived it, right?
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, we worship, prayer, midnight worship and prayer, wake up worship and prayer, gossip, prayed again.
For real.
Wait,
It's the truth.
So did y'all rest on? Did y'all rest on Sunday though?
We did.
You
Yep.
did rest on
Rest
Sunday.
Yep,
on
that's it.
what?
From
Not
sundown. Not gossip.
Yeah, because Friday sundown, y'all
Yeah,
gotta.
that's exactly what it is.
and
We,
then
had,
until Sunday
we still went to
sundown.
club meet. We went to church.
We went to Sunday, which
Late
is
at
club
night.
meeting. I don't even know what that is to this day.
Oh.
I'm
But
still
that was
trying to
the late
figure
at
out.
night. But
What's
we
that
still went
club
to
meeting?
church.
Girl, we don't
It
even
was where
know.
the people paid the dudes it was really a cult, like they had to pay a payment every month.
Really?
And I think like my
They
mom
paid
and
for
my
dues?
Like
my
they
mom
paid-
and my grandmother were both on fixed income. So imagine they're gonna probably all block me for this.
Girl,
But
yeah.
imagine the man that was over the church, and I don't care because I'm grown. He had them folks giving him his food stamps,
Their
and I
food-
just
food
found their
stamps.
food stamps, and I just found that out this
I
year.
can't stand that type
No,
of
I'm gonna
That's
be real.
a cult.
I'm
You're
gonna be.
right. You
Yeah,
guys
it
are
is.
right. That's a
This
cult.
guy that I was dating in South Carolina, his mom, she would like give like her lives, couldn't even pay her like her light.
That-
Like one
they're
time he came to me
brainwashed.
and was like, "Can you?" pay my
Yes,
mom's light bill?"
brainwash.
I'm like, "Pay your mama light bill."
Shit, you better.
What she doing that much? Gave it to Jesus.
Well, she better go in the church.
But
and
like-
get
But
that.
that's how they're like. I'm giving it to the
Yeah,
church.
everything, and that's
That's
how
like
my
their last,
grandmother
they
was.
last meal,
Yes.
whatever it was, they gave it all to.
And my grandmother gave every, like her, because she didn't work, she was on disability because she was older. She gave every dime from her check literally to support that church. And the part that turned me away from them and kind of away from the religious thing is that when she got really, really sick, because she ended up losing her eyesight, because she kind of let her cataracts kind of
You
go
know,
for
they
too
didn't send a
long.
flower?
They didn't even send a flower. So
Not
I
one
still hold
person
that
in church.
against them. Like, and when I say it wasn't a small church. We talking like 20 families, 30 families, all of them. Like, and we all grew
Well,
up
not
together.
that she needed a flower.
But the fact that gesture, they could have
Only one person sent the flower, and that was Shantae.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Well,
No, she did.
Shantae did send
No,
flowers.
she did not.
Shantae-
I was there.
Shantae did send flowers.
Shantae said she sent flowers, but Shantae did not send flowers. No flowers came from them.
Wow.
Not one.
So did your grandmother finally see? Like,
No.
she-
Oh yeah,
not
yeah, she did. She
Not
did
like
because
that,
I
but-
was around. Yes, she did, and that was
You
the
know what
part.
I mean, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
At the end, it was a conversation that she did not want to discuss. You know, and so in my eyes, that was her seeing that they weren't who they.
Right.
Yeah.
They were.
When you mentioned them, she did not want to talk about them. And in fact, Granny said she wanted her some coon soup. Because she was a complete vegan. And you know, and I was like, Granny, what is coon soup? She was like, baby, I just want me some coon soup.
She talking about raccoon.
Yeah. And I
she wasn't eating meat and all that.
Correct.
yeah, she, you know, we still fed her vegetarian and stuff like that. But yeah, and I just the thought that she didn't want to talk about them, and then she asked for coon soup. You know, yeah.
Exactly.
So it was like, okay,
That's
Granny
awful.
sees that they're just not who they say they are.
they
I just have one more question. Is that church still in existence?
Yeah.
You said her mom goes there.
They still go.
Oh, you did say your mom.
Do they still have the seals in the cars and stuff?
No, they don't.
Probably more new age now.
Yeah, they don't have the seals, but the fact that they're still running,
Right.
and that's the part that kind of like, I won't say kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. So like when we go out there to visit, she'll go because she want to be messy, but I don't go.
What you gonna do?
I just stay in the
Well, I
car.
say, well, why Jessica didn't get out? I said, well, you know Jessica don't like y'all.
And she all out loud.
Keep on walking and going, tell them happy Sabbath and keep walking.
She's so good. I don't even get out. I don't want to get out.
What you say? Y'all know Jessica don't like you.
I don't.
And I say it out loud, don't I?
Yes, she did. But I'm not even
So
gonna
the
lie.
whole
I
church
think
can
each
hear.
religion
This
have
cousin,
its
I see
own
why
types
this is
of
your
cult.
favorite cousin.
Yeah. Each
You are
different
a
churches
mess.
and stuff
You have to let
have
them
their
know,
own
baby.
types of cult. Right, and then I went off live because a lot of the reasons too.
Oh, you
Because
did
I didn't
go
want to. I didn't want to expose them, but a lot of the reasons too why we felt that way too because there was so much molestation.
That's
rape.
what I was going to ask.
Yeah, and
I
I don't want
wanted
to put
to
that on
ask you, but I
live.
didn't want
Yeah.
to
So there was
because-
so much of that, and I have like 2 close friends that I grew up with that was molested, raped, all of that, and the church did nothing. They
I figured
actually
that's where
they
you were
prayed
going
over
with
them.
that. I figured
Yeah,
that.
they prayed over them.
And we said it, like even Granny, like we weren't molested, but even growing
Ooh,
up.
Oh, they knew I was telling. They knew I was
Right.
9 years
Wow.
apart.
They knew, girl, they
and
knew
I'm
it.
telling my grandmother, Granny,
You was
something's
like,
not right. Like,
yeah,
girl,
right. I'm
like,
telling my
something's
daddy.
not right. Why is she in the house with just a shirt on all
Yeah,
day?
right.
And then Jessica comes along saying the same thing, you know, because we're 9 years
Yeah.
apart. I'm like, Granny, like, mind your business. I'm like, Granny, that's not right. Why is he in the
Yeah.
house with her? Like, and
Was
then
it
here
the
this.
leader? This is
There was a
adult.
deacon.
But then it's 30 years later, he's molesting his wife's daughter.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like when she grew up, I was a baby, like a toddler, and she would say, because Jada's like about
I even
4
got my
years
mom
older than
because
me.
I was a strong, you know, like I would really push an issue as a child.
Rebellion. Not, well, what they would call probably was rebellion.
Yeah, because literally he
Mischievous.
called me Curtasca The preacher.
The man will change your name.
Yeah, because he knew I was something else. And literally, I would push the issue till I got my mom when she came in the 90s out there. I was like, Mom, something ain't right. Look at little Jada. I literally brought the little girl to her and showed her all the bruises. And my mom.
And keep in mind, this wasn't even his child.
Yeah.
This was his wife's
My
child.
mom called
Oh my
CPS because I was like, you guys have to listen to me because she has bruises up and down her body. And I brought
No more
her
than like 3
to
or 4
my
years old.
mom. And I was like,
That's good.
Mom, look at her, you know. And literally, Mom called CPS and they had another child in the house and they got her out. And, you know, but things happened. But still, all
Oh,
those
if it wasn't for you, though,
it still went on.
Girl went on
molested
from
her.
when-
He wasn't even molesting her at that time. He was
Yeah.
only physically abusing her.
So it just.
Yeah, now when I came,
She
when
was
I
too
grew
little
up,
to
he was still doing
molest her because she was like 3 at the time that I was like, Mom, this is a little girl. She has bruises up and down her body from a big man. Like, Mom, look at her. And my mom called CPS.
And then when I
And he
grew
tried
up,
to
and
fight
I
my mom.
seen it, and because we were like, so when I think she's like 3 years older than me. So when I grew up, we all live in these apartments, and I used to be like, why is this grown girl, like Jada's like, we was probably like about 12, 13, you know, why would she be walking around the house with a t-shirt? Do you remember back when they had the long white tees?
Yes.
Why would she be walking around with a long white tee? All the blinds closed. We all outside being kids playing, but she in the house.
Can't come out.
That didn't sit right with me, and I was nosy too as a child.
Mind your business.
Yeah, so when he would leave to go to the grocery store, she would be all in the window talking to us, peeking out, and then when he would pull up, she'd be like, y'all gotta go. And we're like, why we gotta go? Like, why you can't come outside and play? She couldn't come outside and play, so I had another best friend that I grew up with, and my dad ended up marrying her mom. I would tell her, like, you know, I think Leon in there doing something to her. Like, I was like, we gonna find out. And she's like,
so you were more like,
I was.
Okay.
Correct. And my friend was like, stop, Jessica, you being messy, you gonna start something. I was like, no, there's something going on. Like, there's no reason why a 15-year-old girl should be in an apartment with someone that's not her dad. And keep in mind, it was a one-bedroom.
And we were home.
She was a nurse. She did 12.
She was the breadwinner. He
never worked. So she was there all day with her. He was there all day and all night. And I was like, something's not right. So as the years went by, we all got older. About 7, Brother Declan's been there for like 7 years now. About 7 or 8 years. We went back to California for his funeral. This is the preacher that ended up dying. We had to go back to make sure he was dead. So we went back. We had to make sure.
We loaded a big old
Infinity SUV, and about 15 of us. It was only a 7-seater, and that's how bad. That's how bad we wanted to see if he was dead.
So y'all get back.
So we get back. And I'm talking to my friend. Everybody come out. You know, everybody showing up to the funeral. And I told my friend, I said, if we don't find out, we're going to find out today. I said, because I want to know that he ever messed with her, because there's something missing to this puzzle pieces. We grew up, because we all kind of split and went to different states. She was like, girl, it already came out. I said, what came out? She said he thought he was going to die. He had ended up getting like some type of bone disease, and he got like sick as a dog. And he thought he was going to die. He came out and he confessed.
God don't like ugly.
God don't like ugly. Nothing. Girl, she still see him and speak to him and everything.
In the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus. And it pisses me off.
Still at the church.
What is that called? Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
That's what it
and
is.
she said, yeah, I was driving and I seen him cross the street. I said, you ain't hit him with the car? Like, you ain't get out and try to whip his ass or nothing? She said, no. I said, how can you? Because if you guys don't know, but Vallejo's like literally like South Phoenix. It's just one way here, one way there, one grocery store, 3 high schools. That's it. 1 middle school. I think they have 2 now. It's really, really small. So you're always going to run into that person all the time. So my thought was, y'all didn't think to call the police on him? Like, he can still go to prison. You can still get justice. Like, how do you feel?
They don't want justice.
Her mom did end up leaving him because of that. But my thing is, he was in the house doing this the whole entire life. Her life, and then my life. I came along, and then they just prayed about it.
And this is the same girl that you seen the bruises.
Oh, yeah.
Transferred.
And then I grew up, and I started seeing signs of it. And I'm telling my best friend, like, girl, we got to do something. She's like, Jessica, stop. I'm like, no, there's something going on. But keep in mind, this whole time, they praying about it.
That's a church.
And I just
feel like
do it.
That's a way to say, I can do anything and I'll be forgiven.
Yeah. And then she wasn't the only one. I had another close best friend who I used to spend a night with, and we would spend a night, and her dad had a roommate.
I knew about him when I was younger too.
She know
because they all were in the church for a long time. Like, we talk long-term members.
She used to tell me, "Hey, baby, why do you hate Ron?" I was like, "Grandma, I don't know." She was like, well, get on your knees and pray, because hate is a strong word and you shouldn't hate anybody. And I used to have to pray about him every single night, because every time, you know how you do coming out of church and you got to shake everybody's hand. So he would come shake it.
Yeah, girl.
So they shook my hand. I was like, get your ugly self, because I've always been very vocal. Get your ugly self. Grandma would pop me. Quit being mean and run. I'd be like, nah, get his ugly self out of my face. Right? And literally 30 years later, I say, man, I wish Grandma was alive and see why I hate him now. You know?
Yeah.
Because all the girls, over 30 girls, like
that
in
he
the
had,
church.
and the church knew about it. We talk about the preachers, the deacons, the elders.
Never knew why I hated
all
him.
of them.
I just knew he was just creepy. Just get away from me. He always, get your ugly self out my face, right?
Yeah.
You know, because when you're a child, a person has to bend down to you, you know? And literally with him bending down, he had these gross, like, yellowish teeth. The bottom part was, like, really yellow. And I was like, get your ugly self out my face. And Granny would always
He knew not to mess with you.
Oh, he knew.
Oh, yeah, he knew. And that's what I was going to say, because when I used to spend the night over my friend's house,
That was bad.
he was roommates with her dad. So, like, we would spend a night. And, you know, being girls, 14, 15, we out. Her dad did overnight. So we would be out, you know, past curfew, just acting up. And he would tell on us. And I used to be like...
Because he wanted y'all in the house.
Yes, exactly. And I used to be like, why does he keep telling on us? Like, why does it even matter to him? You're a roommate. Why does it matter? Right. So he would pretty much get us in trouble so I couldn't spend a night. And I was, like, kind of catching on to it, but I wasn't. So about... Mine is 11. So about 11 years ago, I ended up talking to Shannon. We ended up like exchanging numbers through social media. And she was like, yeah, she said, I just came out and I wanted to tell you too, that every time you didn't spend a night with me, he was molesting her.
Wow. And he was the daycare driver.
He would molest her before she went to school. And when every time she would get in trouble for us staying out late at night, he would come in the room while her dad was doing graveyards. And I knew it though. Like I felt something, I just couldn't put my hands on it because I was like, why would this grown man care? You the roommate, you care about us coming in late at night.
Because he wanted her.
Because he wanted her alone.
That's horrible.
But he knew if he had to touch me, he knew my daddy would have walked from Glendale to South Phoenix to come get me.
Okay.
For real. He would have. Because they tried to whoop me one time at the church because they had a thing for whooping kids. And they tried to whoop me, and I called my daddy. My daddy walk is called the Crest in Vallejo, where Mac Dre and them are from. And my daddy literally walked from the Crest all the way to downtown Vallejo. Y'all is not going to put your hands on my child. And he went back and forth with my mama behind that. Like, y'all, them folks was crazy.
Oh, my God.
I mean, crazy. So it just, like, I don't have a bitter outlook on God and faith. Like, I believe in all of that.
We know how
we know,
exists,
yeah, we know all of that. But as far as church, I just don't really engage with it because it's so scary.
Fact, I don't even like church people.
Okay, we're gonna change.
It's scary. I'm serious.
I kind of figured that's where you were gonna go with that.
It's scary. It is, and it just like it scares me, you know, because it's like
I am the police.
Yeah, for real. We've seen so much, like, and the fact that they covered up and they hid it, and as a child knowing that, and then once all of our friends became of age like we are now, they're all coming out telling all these secrets of what happened. I'm like, no, he ain't touched me. Yeah, he knew.
Look at Bishop Eddie Long.
One guy said he was gonna. Remember, Chris said he was gonna write a book.
Okay.
You guys should have wrote.
And then even Martin Luther King's daughter was going to his church, and then once all that came out, she wanted to discontinue her membership.
Oh, so how did y'all make it to Phoenix?
Okay.
Right, exactly, right?
Okay, so no, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's deep.
Sharing that.
No,
a lot of
deep.
people don't get that deep.
Yeah.
But thanks a lot for sharing that. Oh,
Yeah, I know it's deep, right?
y'all did it good because you laughing about it now.
Oh yeah, I'm comfortable with it now. Yeah, because they ain't touched me. They was going straight to jail today if it happened.
So how did y'all make it to good old Phoenix?
Keisha.
Yeah, first my cousin Keisha moved out here. She was an RN and
She was traveling and got a job here.
Yeah, I got a job here. And because she was a nurse, she ended up diagnosing herself with MS. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of like, she wanted to start a registry business, and that kind of like shattered her little ideas for that. Mm-hmm. But she's still here in Chandler. Okay. And Mesa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mesa.
But she's the reason why we're all here.
She bragged about it being so beautiful because she was up in Mesa somewhere and talking about how beautiful it was and it was nice and y'all should come. And at that time, I had just left Vallejo and had went to Michigan with my uncle, my aunt, and my dad. And she was saying like, y'all should come here. And my uncle, my aunt, which is her mom, and my dad, they were like pretty much trying to figure out where they were going to relocate to. Mm-hmm. So they ended up driving here. And at that time, that was back when rent was like $600 for like a 2-bedroom. So it was real. You could move in for $1. That was good.
The good old days.
Yes, the Sterling Point. That was a start.
67,000 on McDonald's.
Yeah,
Sterling Point. I knew that sounded familiar.
So that was like like the move in, $1 you move in. And so my dad ended up coming here with her mom, and they ended up coming, but I was still kind of going through my little teenager phase. You know, I didn't want to leave Michigan. I wanted to stay. It was the life, and at least I thought it was the life to live, and I didn't want to come. But I ended up messing up, and my auntie was like, you gonna leave here, like you not staying here. And so I ended up going to stay with a few friends for a little bit of time, and then after that I just gave up and was like, I'm gonna just come to Phoenix. And I ended up coming to Phoenix. She was already here with her kids. My brother was already here. So I ended up coming. Her brother ended up coming. Did Butch come before Eddie, or Eddie came? Okay, so Butch ended up coming, and then her other brother ended up coming, and then we just kind of all stayed.
We all do that. We're a family where we follow each other like gypsies.
Yeah, so we all kind of just came out together, and my plan was to never stay here though. I wanted to go back to Michigan. Yeah, but I just ended up staying. 15 years later.
Oh, wow. I told her that though when she made it.
Yeah. Wow. And so
it's a good place though.
It is. It's a good place to raise your kids and stuff. It's just hot, but other than that, it's not bad.
No, it's not. It's changed a lot since we've been here, especially with the cost of living.
Oh yeah,
man.
It's still lower than a lot of these cities.
It is, but for us being here, it's like whoa, like all the one bedrooms, like the places like I looked at the 2-bedroom I used to have in Indigo Palms. And the 2-bedroom was like $850. Now 1-bedroom is like $1,000. I'm like, what?
They're trying to compete with other cities.
They are,
but it's more people here.
Because I was gonna say that it's more people
growing.
here now.
Yeah,
yeah. We're one of the top growing states.
Yes,
we've been there for a few years.
Just driving to work pissed me off.
Girl, I don't even want to go to the grocery store.
That's why my next job, I made sure I was 5 minutes away.
Yeah, it's a lot of traffic.
Yeah. It takes me with no traffic. Probably 10 minutes to get to work, but with traffic takes me about 30 minutes.
Takes me with traffic 6 minutes.
So like it takes me like 30 minutes to get to work, but for lunch, I shoot home.
Oh, you go home too?
Sometimes, if I can get home.
If you can get home.
If I can get home.
I was just gonna say, what led you into eyelashes and things like that?
I started watching makeup tutorials like about a year to year and a half ago. Like I was watching like all day, every day. Like I was hooked to makeup tutorials.
Harassing me.
I love makeup tutorials. Like I would just watch them and what they do and all the stuff they would put on. It was just so interesting. And so I've been at my job at the university it'll be 11 years in October. So I've been there forever. And I was just like, I just want to do something. Like we came up with so many ideas. It has been, it'll be 11 years in October.
You've been saying 11 years for 3 years.
No, it has. It'll be 11 years in October.
You
sure
it's not 13?
Because I might be 11. Yeah. I went the year she was born. But yeah, so I've been there forever, and I just kind of was like, I want to do something that's going to be fun. Like, we've thought of restaurants, we've thought of all type of family businesses put together, but we always just talk about it, and nothing ever happens, and then go back on the back burner, and it's just whatever. So I was just, this year, I was just like, we have to do something. Like, I got to get out of the corporate world. Like, I have to. And so I was just sitting there, and someone had brought up hair, and I was just like, no, I don't want to do hair. I was like, because everybody does hair, and hair is hair, and you might get a good batch, you might get a bad batch, and who wants to waste money, who want people screaming and yelling about, because I've done that before, I got a bad batch of hair. You do. It happens.
Your business up.
Correct. It does. And it happens. It's not nothing you can control. And so I was like, no, I don't want to do hair. And so then I was like, well, what about a pop-up shop? In the back of my head, I was like, nobody in Phoenix has like a Lash pop-up bar. Like, I haven't seen it, and I kind of like scoped around, and I was like looking at like the market. I had kind of Googled the price on it, like how much money you can make, and I had Googled like two ladies that were best friends. They started off in their garage, and they opened up like a mini little shop, and they ended up making like $4 million in like 4 months. Off top, exactly, right? No, in another state, right? In another state. And then I saw this guy and this girl who were best friends in high school, and they started from their garage, and they end up kind of promoting like I do online and connecting with people via their inbox, and they end up coming across a party in Hollywood with Khloe Kardashian, and she ended up wearing their lashes, and from her wearing their lashes, it went just like that. Like, they're millionaires literally because of Khloe Kardashian. Oh, wow. And I was just sitting there, and I was just like, man, like, we got to do something that's going to be like quick. Because at first we had kind of came up with doing a work at home call center, and we were going to kind of do the work at home call center. And I was like, we need something that's going to kind of make money now, like that's booming. And eyelashes, we all know, are booming. And so I was like, let's do a pop-up shop. And so the first I did was just a pop-up shop only, like just kind of popping up here, popping up there, traveling around. And then as I started to look around, the beauty world, we all know, is competitive. And so I was like, we got to add something else because the pop-up isn't just going to work. Like, yeah, the lashes are beautiful, but we got to do something else because that's not going to
make
really
you stand apart.
Correct. It's not going to really bring the money where we need it to be. So then I was like, well, let's add eyelash extensions. We can get a few people who already are certified, have them, come and work for us, and they can do the lashes, and we can kind of trend from there, go off of that. So I talked to a few girls who wanted to do the eyelash extensions, and then we ended up meeting a guy who had a salon in Mesa who wanted to rent out the space to another lady who owned a business. She kind of connected us. Her business was called Connect the Dots. She connected us together, and we just kind of start piecing little pieces together what we were going to do. So we kind of did the eyelash thing, and then we saw the compact mirrors, the pop sockets, and we kind of pieced it all together. And then we jumped off really, really fast. Like, I wouldn't say it's a bad jump off, but I do feel like I should have did a little bit more research, and we should have probably marketed a little bit more prior to jumping off, because I feel like it could have put us out there more.
Gotcha.
And I'm not mad that we did it so fast. It's all a learning experience.
Exactly.
But I feel like if we had took the time to kind of promote a little bit longer, then it would have been a kind of a different connection with people, because we don't know anybody here. So we're literally like struggling from the ground of connecting with people. Yeah, we don't know anybody. And so everybody that we met, we literally just met them like how we met you guys. Yeah, we don't know. So it's like in Phoenix, the way that I pick it up is that you have to know somebody that knows somebody.
It's very clicky.
Very, very high
Very
schoolish,
clicky.
in my opinion.
Very clicky.
No shade, but that's how it is.
No, you're absolutely
Yeah.
very clicky.
And it's like, if you don't know her,
It's
or
about who you know.
that part, or if you know her, you could see my lashes, but you ain't gonna say nothing. But the minute she's post them because you know her, oh yeah, let's promote her lashes. And I'm like, what? Girl, you been seeing me posting this stuff this whole time and you ain't said nothing.
Welcome to Phoenix.
Yeah. So that part kind of it irritated me a little bit in the beginning. Yeah, but I got past it. And I feel like at the end of the day, it is what it is. And yeah, everybody does sell lashes. But like she always reminds me, we sell lashes, but our lashes are a different look. They're a different quality. Our presentation is different. Correct. The packaging, how we present it.
I don't want to cut you off, but I feel like you're building a brand.
That
not
part.
just lashes.
Right.
Even though you jumped out fast because you want to build a brand.
Correct.
Not just the
not just the lash.
Secondary. Actually.
Correct. Yeah, it does. Yeah, and that's what I told her. Like, my vision is like, man, it's so big, like, for the business, and it's just like connecting with the right people. Like, you have that puzzle and the piece just won't go in.
No,
so I'm just waiting for that piece to just fit. But like right now, we just relocated in Phoenix, so we're going to be in Ahwatukee, Phoenix. Yeah, kind of like across the street is Ahwatukee, then it's Tempe. And we have a suite there, and we're going to be doing the same thing, which is the lash extensions, selling the lashes and stuff like that. But we kind of want it to be in an area where it can connect with people, because Mesa was just too far out. And
but we've also added hair. Braiding.
Oh, we're gonna have. That's what I was gonna say. We're adding people that's gonna. I have a braider. She's gonna actually have two braiders. One of the girl does makeup and she does hair too. And then our main hair girl, she's gonna be braiding hair. So we're gonna add braiding services. I didn't kind of want to get into all the perms and the cuts and stuff. Just braids because we want to keep it clean. So we're gonna do the braids. And the goal is pretty much to do the lash extensions, do the braiding, kind of see how that goes for 6 to 8 months, and then from there, I want to actually get like a real building, like a big building, to where we can have like a side with lash beds, a side with hair, and then we'll have like a nail station too. So kind of like a whole like beauty bar. Correct, a one-stop shop. And
you gotta put a bar in there too.
We definitely gonna put a bar.
Their appointment gonna be stuck at the bar.
Right, but yeah, that's the goal.
But I think the main thing is what we really wanted to do is promote unity, similar to what you guys are doing. That's so important.
And
It
I see
is.
that though.
I know that amongst a lot of people in general, you have so many disagreements about
Right.
business and stuff like that, but you have to learn to keep it business.
Correct.
And also keep it friendly and not violent.
Exactly. And don't get
Because
caught
you ain't
up.
gonna put your hands on me.
Yeah.
You're not in jail. You go.
Don't get caught up in the cliquey business.
Oh, no,
Because
I'm
like
not.
Us, we just like we're family. We don't
Yeah.
get caught up in. I don't care what you're doing over here. We're gonna support
And
you.
that,
We're gonna
yeah,
support
and that's what I'm learning.
Try to
Just
keep her clear.
stay very neutral.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't get cliquey. Don't have sides that you go to.
We don't interview
If
celebrities,
it's
but we
not
treat them
about
just
business,
like
if it
Joe.
Exactly.
making the account click, then we ain't worried about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
stay very neutral.
Right.
Don't.
No, seriously, and that's what I'm learning too, and that's why even with the suite that we have, we literally just, to be honest, like we're on faith right now. Like I talked to her about it, and I said, look, we have this suite. It's a little bit out of our budget. I'm like, but at the end of the day, we just gotta roll the dice,
Yeah,
and just
exactly.
see where it goes. I've connected with a few people, who are willing to come work, and they're independently contracted, so they make their money. We go from there, and we'll just see how the ball rolls.
Be confident in what you do.
And I'm very confident. Yeah.
But not only that, I know from experience, anytime you leave out on faith, it always work out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It does.
Exactly.
And
And I can see the
right.
whole
Yeah.
picture, but baby, it's coming.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
I've
agree.
met so many. It's
You don't know
crazy how
till
many
you
people
try.
we've met
Yeah.
in
So
such a
fast.
short time. Yeah. And the people like out of the blue, like you just like one of the girls I was like posting like we need lash tech something, and she just like out of the blue, like she inboxed me and was like, hey, I've been doing it for like a year or so, and I want to lash with you. I was like, really? She was like, yeah, I would love to. Like it's an opportunity for me, and I want to help you guys grow. And she's young too, but I'm like, hey, why not? If you can help out, you can help us in the
As long as it's about their business.
exactly. That's all I want, and
That's
that's
all
the
that
biggest
matters.
thing. Is building the right team. That's like what I'm focused
Yeah.
on. Because it's like when you start out, you want to help everybody, and I have a bad habit of that. Because my grandmother was like that. She wanted to help everybody that came through the door. She helped them, whether it was spend a night, fix them, play food, whatever she could do, she did it. And I pick up the bad side of that because sometimes it's good help and sometimes you shouldn't be helping. Yeah, and I have a habit of that. But I feel like in the beginning of the business, that's kind of where I should have kind of sheltered myself from that because you just can't help everybody.
No,
Yeah,
you got to get on your own feet. Yeah,
you do.
Not only that, you have to realize that in helping people, sometimes you're hindering yourself.
Correct.
And if that's the case, you need to leave it alone. And not only that, it could be God's work that they, you don't want to interfere.
No, seriously, yeah.
You want to say something?
You don't.
No, seriously, no, that's true.
Right. You start laughing at the end.
No, it's true. And so I just now when I look for people, I tend to kind of see, their vibes, who they are. Are we all going to be on the same team? Like,
Same energy.
yeah,
They
correct,
have
the
to
same
be the same
energy.
energy you got.
That part. And she kind of told me too, because in the beginning I was like, no, they can come in, if they have their own business, da da da. She was like, no. That's what she said. She was like, no. She was like, they can't do that. We gotta reroute that.
With them, you need to feel their energy.
Correct.
You need to make sure they're going to match what you want to give out.
Correct.
You bring in
Because
drama.
you guys are putting too much of your money into it.
That part.
Exactly.
Girl.
So you got to really. You have to really, really be careful of who you bring in.
You
into
do.
your space.
Exactly. So I've been very cautious of that this go around with the new building. Like everybody kind of has a smooth vibe. And I made sure that I kind of put together, a little contract, like, hey,
Right,
yes, this is our business.
We're
You
Southern chicks.
Yeah,
This girl.
Not off of Southern, but Southern.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like,
But you guys
nothing
meet
harsh.
with them and talk
Yeah,
to
that's
them.
right.
Let you meet them first and then let.
I do, girl. Yeah. Right,
And then
No,
I'll
exactly.
she
come
need
back
to
to
meet
the
them
thing.
first because she already picked some out.
Oh yeah, you're right. If they don't make it through her,
She gonna scare them off.
Big cousin on duty.
Right, exactly. But that's what I've done
she's
lately, though.
finding. You
Yeah.
finding. You're not.
Yes, girl, she crazy.
No.
But so far, everybody vibe has been really good, and that's my biggest thing is like, as long as you can have your own lash business, but when you come to lash me out, you lash me out.
Yeah,
like, I don't care what you got going on at home,
Mm-hmm.
you're lashing me out. And I explained that to them now because at first I was kind of like hesitant on doing that. And she was like, no, you have to because people take advantage of that and they'll try to do what they want to do.
Because if you seem too nice.
Well, the thing about it is people are so into their ego.
That too.
You know, and it's just like you're not really even talking to them. You're talking to their ego.
Next thing you know, they sit up there talking about, yeah, I got this bill.
I was just gonna tell you. Listen,
I'm doing this.
everybody.
We just spoke about being real.
Man.
Everybody is not there for your business.
I've
have to
experienced
know
that.
that.
Yeah, and that's where I messed up because, like I say, I'm always just too nice. So I've kind of understood that now that it's not about that. I have to have that guard, and I have to have my eyes open. It's not about.
And ask God to show you who's for you and who's not.
Correct, and that's
I
why.
always tell her
Yeah.
that anything you want in life, and if you're serious about it,
Ask God
all
to
you
show
have
you.
to do is ask for it. But you got to be serious.
Yeah.
And because a lot of times you don't want what you ask for.
You don't.
And you realize it after you got it.
No, seriously, and I think that I feel in my heart that this studio, once we do get it going, like it will prosper to go. I recently got Lash certified, so I just kind of got to get in the hang.
Did you?
I did, yeah. So at first I was like, I just want to be the boss. Like I ain't trying to lash
But
nobody.
But you got to know how to do it. So
And that's exactly what I told myself. Like, I gotta know what to do.
You gotta know how to
You know,
run your
and when
own
the
business.
people flake out, I could be like, girl, still come. I got you. Because we run into that, you know, we've been a new business company, you know, it's always like, you have your lash checks, but then when they start acting up, it's like, what do you do? And I kind of
can't
put
let anybody control your
that
business.
part. Yeah.
Not only that, you have to keep your relationship business.
Right. I like her because
She gets real proper. You have to keep it business.
You have
But
to.
you're
Not
right,
like
though.
we're having fun, but at
You're
the
right.
same
Right.
time, you want to have fun, but you have to keep it big.
Correct. That's
You know.
exactly at the end of the day.
Yeah, because people will, you know, any little, you give them an inch, they'll take them.
They
I
will.
told you guys, you didn't have at the end. You usually have one that make me weak.
You was waiting
Her
for
because
it.
her because.
But you do, though, and they'll take advantage of it. And I've
yeah.
been there, done that. So now I'm just more like, I got your contract ready. Give me your email.
Yeah.
I'm going to send it over. You know, these are, I mean, it ain't even nothing major. It's just the simple little, you know, don't come dressed crazy. You know, you can't be cussing like we're in someone else's building. Like, yo, the good thing about this salon, we're in our own suite. So it's just like an open building, like if this is your house and you were just renting out rooms.
Oh, okay.
So we're our own boss.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have nobody over us. We just pay the rent and that's it. But my thing is like you gotta come presentable. We don't want crazy music. You know, you gotta be on time. You can't be missing appointments. We understand people got kids. Life happens. At least just let us know and let the client know. You know,
Yeah,
don't
gotcha.
just not.
Because at the end of the day, they're gonna look at you.
And that's
even though that they're
Woo,
independent,
say it again.
that name is your name.
Yes,
So.
and they be quick to run to that group and
Girl.
talk smack.
I seen
that
that. No, that girl. They will because there was a, and I won't name anybody, but there is a braider.
Off
who
the
she
record
has-
we get
where
off.
She has a braid company, and then you have, like you said, the people under you. So the girl is top notch. Her name is top notch. But then she has a braider under her that messes something up. They went to the group, and guess who they went to? The owner
They
of
do.
the business. So you have to make.
I know.
Sure.
I seen that one.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my biggest fear, and that's what
What are you
I have
talking
to.
about?
You heard her say off the record.
Right.
talking
But no,
about-
that's true, and that's what I had to explain to people. Like, it's not me being rude, but at the end of the day, they're going to talk about lash me out. They're not going to say, Tanisha was the one that did the lashes.
They're
She
gonna
messed
murder
up.
your name.
Oh, she did this, and they didn't show up, and they didn't do this, and it's like, I wasn't even there. You know, I just made the appointment because on the back end, I'm the one connecting with them to make the appointment. But then when you don't show up on time or you mess up their lashes, they're going to talk about me.
And they're going to call you out and call
They
you.
are,
They're going to
yeah.
call you on, you know what I mean, or text you.
Correct, and we're on Google, you know, and it's like that's the last thing we need is a bad review because they don't go away, and it takes
They
so
don't.
much for you to get back up to that 5-point star. Yeah, so that's important. I feel like with the group that we have now, I feel like everybody's kind of positive, you know, so everybody get it. You know, I sent
And
out
believe in customer service.
correct, and I sent out the contracts already.
one.
Yeah, and everybody's aware they get to review them now, you know. So, and I told them, you got any questions, hit me back, you know.
We're not gonna fight you if you make
No, oh no, not at all. I
Call
ain't
me if
fighting.
you need a customer service trainer.
Okay.
I got to do it by every week at my day job.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing is just having a team that's true to you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the biggest thing because you can, like you say, you can't build with everybody. Mm-hmm. And if they are there, like the girl I really like, she hasn't met her yet. Her name is Ashley.
Oh, I hope Ashley.
She's good, and this is why I like her because yesterday she messaged me and she says, "Hey Jess," she goes, "I have a few people that want to look at your lashes." She go. And I know she's not lying because I looked at her page. She sells lashes. She said, yeah, I sell lashes too, but I wasn't going to reorder any, but I wanted to show them your lashes because now I'm a part of your company. So I want to promote your lash line. And I said, yes, girl, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. She said, so I'm not going to order any more of mine. I just decided that I would just promote Lash Me Out.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. That's what I said. I was like, that's who I want on the team. Yeah, it's about Lash Me Out.
It's about working together. I'm nice to everybody. That's important, you know. It is like extremely.
They try to make you be out like the bad guy.
No,
I just keep everything under control.
Yeah, it's important to be nice to everybody because you just never know how the day is going.
You don't.
Seriously, go sideways real quick.
You get caught up.
Here goes 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick, girl.
Because in a second I'm sorry.
How do you manage a full-time job and
look at that,
girl? So I was about to get fired like 2-3 weeks ago.
Is it because of Lash Me Out?
Yes.
You were spending too much time.
Yeah, I do. Because I work from home. But even though I work from home, I still have to like be logged in. We still have stats. I have to take phone calls. But I really like. I'm on the computer doing my phone calls, and I'm on the computer trying to figure out Lash Me Out. So it consumes a lot of my time to where I actually got like off track from my real job that's paying the bills.
That's paying the bills.
Yes, that part.
And funding Lash Me.
Correct, exactly. And trying to figure out where it's going to go, who we're going to connect with, what's our next move. Is it a good move? You know, is it going to do something? Mm-hmm. Should we not move? It's a lot. So I would say that... It's challenging.
Yeah, it's challenging.
It's challenging, you know, and I'm doing my best to hold on to my job. You know, I've talked to my manager and I told him the truth. You know, like it's hard. I have life, and then I have my job. I have the business, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it. You know, I'm young, and I just want to really just wake up and my text messages is just full of orders. You know, I just want to wake up and ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I would say that it can be challenging. I wouldn't say that. I would say I have my days, to be honest, where I break down, I cry. Mm-hmm. I'll call her on FaceTime and I'll cry. I do. Because I just wanted to just go. You know. I do. She's so I'll have my wig off and I'll be crying. I don't care wig off. Because I'll be hurt, you know? And especially when we're like moving from Mesa.
You know you roll for that.
So what be your first like, babe, put the wig back on.
Telling your secrets now.
That's okay though. I
can't take it serious right now.
We were coming from Mesa. I just didn't know like what we were gonna do. You know, like coming from Mesa, we had been to a few spots and they were just so overpriced. And I just was like, the last thing I wanted to like put the business on hold. Like we just started, you know, new location is everything. Mm-hmm. And being out of Mesa, we just did not get a lot of connections. You know, people would be
that's
like,
far though.
It is, yeah. And even the workers, we had got some really good people who wanted to work with us, but after a while they were like, you know, when you total up everything, I'm losing. Yeah, it doesn't match. So, you know, that kind of went downhill. Then a lot of the people who we would like, yeah, I want lashes, where you at? Oh, I want to try that far.
Not only that,
you know,
what we
met somebody that carried your lashes, didn't we?
Jade, yeah. And Main du Jour at the beauty supply store. Well? It's 10P Scottsdale Road. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like Scottsdale by 10P. Yeah. She carries them, which we're so thankful. She was actually one of the first person.
Very sweet.
Very sweet, very humble.
I let her do my hair. She's the only person in Arizona that let do my hair.
Yeah, she does hair too. Mm-hmm. She's so sweet. Yeah, I like her a lot. And
I was skeptical. I'm like, I'm back in the South. You know, they got growing hands. You know, they
like a family friend to you guys, right?
Yeah, because Tina's friends with her too.
Yeah.
Her mom has beautiful hair too.
Yeah, she
and
does.
her sisters.
Yeah, they do. And I actually just like hit her up. Like I was like Googling black beauty supply stores.
Yeah.
And she came up the closest to our area. So I just called her and I was like, hey, I have a lash line. I was wondering, like, do you have lashes there? Would you be open to maybe sitting down and we like talk about me bringing lashes to you? You can actually take a look at them. She was like, well, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, you could just come in, we'll see. So I went in, I chopped it up with her, whatever. She was just telling me that she had, some bad experiences with people doing business, and she kind of didn't really want to do the whole business thing and connecting with people. She wanted to break a little bit. But she was like, but I like you, so I think it'll be a good trial. Let's just do a trial. So pretty much from that day, she just went forward with it, and we've had them in her store ever since then.
Yeah, no,
so
Jade is definitely good people. Shout out to Jade.
Yeah, right, exactly. She was like, I'll take a chance, and kind of see where it goes.
We don't have a lot of black beauty.
We
stores
don't.
Here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we don't.
So what store is that?
Main du Jour. Okay. Yeah, Main du Jour.
Jade, she done been in my house.
Actually,
That's how tight we are.
I met her at Latrice's house originally.
Yeah, she's sweet.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
I like her.
she's good. She's
like
good people.
It's more like a boutique though, right?
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cute. And not overpriced.
She used to be at the
She seemed
salon,
really classy.
like the last
She
time.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's good. She's legit.
She's
She's legit.
a lot of family involved too, like her mom, sisters, things like that.
I've been following Jade since she was on like 35th Avenue on Southern.
Yeah, I heard her. She was up there. See, I didn't know about that.
Southern.
Yeah.
So she was. I was like, I was skeptical. Then when I got out that chair, my head was flowing in the wind. I thought I was like a Delta or AKA.
You ain't hit no wall, did you?
Okay, Jade, I see you, boo. She hooked it up.
You ladies have any questions?
No, I didn't have anything.
Okay, so I do have another question. So where do you see Lash Me Out in the next 5 years?
Ooh, good one. I see Lash Me Out in Texas, California, and Vegas. Okay. And I see us opening up at least another 3 to 4 locations where there's lashes, braids, and also nails. And then I also see, I was kind of rethinking the name of adding, because since we're going to be adding hair, and this is something I didn't even talk to her about, but just like I'm always like just thinking. And I was thinking like with the hair, I was thinking like lash bar and hair, and then once we kind of like add the nail services on, maybe adding the nail services. But I feel like in certain locations you outgrow. So I feel like being in California, we kind of have a bigger variety. Vegas, it's so much money in Vegas, it's crazy. In Texas, because her mom is there, we have family there. So I feel like those are connections that we have where the business can grow. And then my first cousin, which is her brother, we've talked about investing in buildings and, getting a building to where we can kind of grow, the business to where it can be. And in January, I'm going to be going to esthetician school. So I actually want to be licensed so I can carry it on, because right now, Arizona doesn't really regulate lashes. Like everybody could have a certificate.
But they will. So.
They will, because there's too many people with their hands on it. So the first person that come crying, my eye swole, or I got something in my eye, and there's too many reports on somebody's desk, they're going to start regulating.
Yeah, so get yours now.
So I'm going to get mine now so I can avoid it.
Yeah.
That's
right.
So that's my goal. But I see it being really, really big. I just feel like I will wake up that morning and I will be like, wow, do you see these orders? Like, I know it's coming. And I think I pressure myself a lot when I have to remind myself, like, wow, it's only been 90 days. But it feels like, to me, it's been like a year.
So it's only been 90 days?
Like, on the 19th, it made 90 days.
Wow. There you go.
So when you mentioned her, that must have been when she fresh started.
It was.
Yeah, because when she first reached out to us, I think it was right before
It was really
your
like
grand
right
opening.
before the opening.
She was like, do you guys charge to... I'm like, no, just...
Because I'm used to everybody saying that. Like, we want money. Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like, I do. I put a lot of pressure on myself because I'm literally, like, tired of the corporate world. Like, I don't want to work corporate. Like, I literally just want to wake up, have
And
my
do
own
what makes you
schedule.
happy.
Yeah, do what makes me happy. Go and maybe lash 1 or 2 people, or even just sit back and then lash people. Like, I got these many clients today. I'm like, okay, I'll be in.
Running your business.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it. Yeah, and I still get paid.
But I even like the name Lash Me Out, even for
For
the
everything.
other
That's what I was
things.
And that's
even
what I like
for the
too.
nail, the hair, like Lash Me Out, because you're thinking like, you know, you're used to the lashes,
Right.
But Lash Me Out,
I could be like,
get me fly.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I thought
Get me
too.
right.
But then
whether
her
it's
brother,
hair,
he was
nails.
like, well, how can you guys drag the name if you're going to do other stuff? And I was thinking, like
I
you,
like
I was
it,
like,
though.
well, I feel like it'll
That's-
still
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah.
Now, if y'all doing like cutting like a barber and stuff like that, you know, like men
Once it
men
goes
aren't
into
gonna think
men.
like
Right,
that. You feel me?
exactly.
So they
Right,
like,
right.
But like for a woman, like Lash Me
You
Out,
can
like
take that name.
get
and
And you
do a
can
lot
kind of
with it.
brand under
you know
that,
what I mean?
right?
Just get a slogan, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And you'll be bomb.
Yeah, and
Because
that's
I
gotta change
think
it.
braiding is big now.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think it's going anywhere. being
Oh,
big
girl,
now.
nowhere.
Braiding
And
is never
everybody
gonna
wants
go.
braids.
It's always
Every
braiding.
race.
I got an
want
appointment on
braids.
Monday.
No, seriously, every race, I mean, just wants braids. And so I felt like we just have to like kind of like stay with the market, you know. And I'm like, okay, the lash line was cool, let's do extensions. And I'm like, okay, we were actually going to do massages, but when we went to Mesa,
Oh, I thought of that too.
yeah, we
Just change. I just thought of something. It's like she was just saying. Don't change the name. Change your logo to
Right.
flow with Lash Me Out
Right.
instead of because now you have the eyelashes. So if you venture into something, just change your logo.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
logo.
change that name.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that
I
name.
wouldn't- that
Okay.
name is
That's
dope.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah, and I like that too. We were just like, with the we were going to do massages, but in Mesa, because Mesa's a board city, they reached out to me and was like, well, if you're going to do massages, it's regulated by the Department of Mesa Police Department. You have to have a permit, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, she doesn't work here. She's just like a pop-up shops.
Yeah.
They was like, yep, it doesn't
That's
matter.
smart,
They
because
said,
that's
yeah,
smart.
that's what they told me. She said, you still
Oh,
have to,
really?
permit's like $500. But we're
Yeah.
talking about somebody that don't even work.
Oh, because they could be doing the happy ending.
Yeah.
The happy ending.
Beginning and ending.
She said the happy
It's
ending.
true.
You never heard of the happy
Yeah.
ending?
It's
massage?
known.
It's
Here.
known, yeah,
Yeah,
here in
yeah.
Phoenix. And
Just
I
think
wasn't.
about
That's why they
happy
don't have
ending.
sororities. The girls don't have
You know,
their
like they be
buildings and
Oh.
stuff because of that.
And I didn't know that though.
Mm-hmm.
So when she told me that, I was like, "Oh wow, really?"
I never even.
I didn't know that either. And so I said, well, she's not employed with me. She would just be at our pop-ups like once or twice a month. She said, no, it's not acceptable. You have to come down. And I was like, oh, well, how much are you talking? And she was like $500-$600. But not only that, you still have to come in like monthly or every other month to stay on top of the updates of everything you're still paying every couple months.
So they just want to make sure you're not. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
That
you're
you're
no
Wow.
happy endings.
that
Yeah,
part.
exactly.
Yeah. So I was like, well, we're gonna delete that. You ain't gotta worry about that. We're gonna
Right.
take that down. So on Facebook I had kinda like blocked it. We unfortunately it's on our one of our banners, so I can't take that away on there that we do massages, but I kinda have to step away because of that.
But
Because
you're
we
not
couldn't
in-
risk
so
it.
when you're in Phoenix, can you still do that?
Phoenix, that's the crazy part. City of Phoenix haven't contacted me. No, they even contacted me talking about we don't see that you have your TPD license, either your tax sale license and all. I mean, Mesa was bored. Super bored, so I had to go get that. Phoenix, they ain't say nothing.
Really?
They ain't even actually the business is registered in Phoenix.
And then you have your haters that's calling these people and saying,
I believe
"Is
it.
she not?"
Bored people.
Already know.
Okay.
I believe it.
Really think so?
Oh, people be
Oh,
bored.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
The way you just told us,
Somebody you
were
ain't
in
never
business
met a
90
day in your
days.
life.
Look at how well you're doing. Girl, these people will pick
Yeah.
up that phone fast.
So how did it go with you? I want to ask this question with designing and packaging your eyelashes because it's really nice.
It's really nice. Oh,
That was crazy. So
can we look?
yeah, I brought them over there. They're over there. If you wanted to look those, and so I brought all 21 styles. If y'all wanted to look at them.
Because the packaging is very nice.
Yeah.
So now you can walk us through that.
Okay, so with the packaging, we kind of had a few different ideas with the packaging, and we kind of had a different set of the style. Because the vendor that I went through, they kind of give you like a detailed look of what you can pick from, and I actually had a different color, and we were kind of narrowing down to like the breakdown, her name on there. We were narrowing down to like the nitty gritty of the last couple of days to really pick what style and what color and what shape we wanted. So once we came across that one, I was like, well, I think that'll be better where it's not too much going on, but it's still pretty and it's unique. And I showed it to her, and she was like, yeah, that's the one. Like, let's get that. And so what we did was we ordered a sample box for it first.
So you did one. They didn't do that big quantity.
No, they didn't. And the sample box it was expensive. But she was like, we got to get it because we got to see what it's going to look like.
It's magnetic, huh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
okay.
So it closes. Yeah, it closes. And so we ordered the sample box. We got it, and I was like, wow, we loved it. Like, we fell in love with it. Then after the sample box, we was like, all right, let's just go hard, place this order. And we were kind of trying to coordinate the colors with the logo. Because if you look at the logo, it has like that pink, rose gold type of color. Yeah. So we were like trying to figure out what colors would go together, what would look nice. And so when you're messaging the vendor, like the top of the box is like 1, and then the middle is 2, then 3 and 4. So there's different colors. So you can kind of coordinate the colors how you want to coordinate them. So
they did a good job.
Yeah, and so we coordinated how we wanted the setup. So like this would be 1, 2, and 3. So we kind of were able to figure out, we wanted rose gold on the bottom, we wanted the outside to be silver, and
this is a type on the back.
Correct, that's the name. Yeah, so we did those. And so pretty much after talking to the vendors and putting together, she kind of sent us what was called a blueprint. So we got a view of the blueprint, and then she sent us the sample box. And then once we got the sample box, like, it's a go. Oh yeah, I was like, really this is it.
These are nice.
Your packaging is dope.
Yeah, this is super dope. Yeah,
thank you.
I like that.
Me too.
So sending it out to people and
you say you have 21
stuff. I'm sure they right away you're really gonna pop somewhere.
Yeah, we do. We get really good. I'm not gonna lie. Now, when we do sell them, we do get really good reviews. Like even like a lot of people be like, "Wow,
and they last too."
They last, and
I've seen that. You said they last.
They do like 20 uses. Like no lie. Like, and I'm not saying this because it's our lashes. Like seriously, I have people who really be like, "Wow, like I've never had a lash last so long." And as long as you're taking care of them, they last.
I'm not gonna tell you what happened to this one today. I found it on.
You don't count.
But it's still here.
Yeah, they look really good.
They do. They last for a long time. And as long as you're, like, I ain't gonna lie, I've used so many of them to where I take them off and I just throw them around the house. Like, they be everywhere. Because we have so many of them. So I just
But it's
try to
good
wear
to
all
put
of them.
it back in the box.
Because it keeps the shape.
Yeah, to keep the shape. Around the circle, because it's going to keep the shape to make it easier for you to put back on.
Gotcha.
I love
they
them.
They photograph well too.
You did. I mean,
and I literally haven't even wore all of them yet. Like I think I've only wore because some of them I'm scared of. Girl.
And you are your best model, I see.
Yeah, girl, I be trying.
Girl, your best model.
I be trying, girl. Our plan is to do a photo shoot though. We want to get some girls together of all colors, and do a photo shoot eventually.
That will be good.
Because like you say, our biggest thing is our brand. Like I really want to brand Lash Me Out, and I feel like if we brand it, that's what's gonna take us to that next.
Because you're already on the right path.
Yeah. But we're also going to be at the W this Labor Day.
Are you?
Yeah, we're going to go up there. Yeah.
What's there?
I'm going to have my hair braided too. With my Lash Me Out.
Don't anger on. What are you guys going through the W for?
For Labor Day.
For Labor Day weekend, we're going to go sell lashes. We have this guy that we met, and he is going to like run a cabana out and stuff, and he wants to help us like with the business. So.
No, it's Scottsdale.
And it like sits on the
got one there's one downtown as well.
I love the W. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I definitely like your like guerrilla tactics of the way you market.
And I've seen like
to Mint.
It'd be cracking.
It's right before you get to Mint. Right there on Scottsdale and Camelback.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen like a lot of like since we've came out, there's so many people that have came out with lashes, and they're really like trending behind us, you know. And like I told her one time, I was like, this is bullshit. I was like, yeah, I did. I was like, everybody's doing these lashes. I was like, I just saw one girl. She had like the tablecloth, because you know we got the tablecloth, we got the banner. I'm like, do you see this? I was like, this is crazy. But I was like, actually, I'm humbled because I'm happy that I'm able to be that first vision, you know, of Phoenix. Because, like, there are a lot of people who have lashes, but nobody has lashes like this. Like, nobody has...
Nobody's branding
themselves. They just sell the lashes. But we have, like, a whole thing behind the lash. It's not just lashes.
But, and they can't think about it like this is room for everybody. Because if you go to the makeup department at the store, so many brands. Everything got... And everybody picked the different brands.
Correct. And that's why I'm always...
People are always going to get what they like.
Correct. And it's beauty in general is competitive. Like, and I'm okay with that, and I've accepted that, and I think that I've learned that a lot with just doing lashes. You know, at the end of the day, hey, everybody got lashes. Yeah. You may like mine, I may not like yours. Hey,
sometimes they buy the brand.
Correct.
All the time.
All the time they buy the brand.
They do go to like different other stores and try to like get your lashes in there.
I've looked into Walmart, but with Walmart you have to have at least like 2,000 to 3,000 of quantity. And so you can't even really like contact them unless you have like
Amazon.
Because they gotta sell to so many different.
Correct. And with Amazon, it's so competitive. It's like, yeah, we could gamble and we could, you know, pay the monthly fee, but what's the odds of someone clicking on our lashes because they have so many vendors?
Right. So you gotta wait till you get bigger for that.
Correct. Exactly. So when someone knows who we are, then it's like, okay, they're gonna buy us because they know who we are now.
But I think with like the online stuff, I think more so people look for deals and quality.
They do.
That
more so than who you are. Like when I look at stuff even online, it's like I want to get a deal, but I also want to look at something that has like a really good quality.
And appeal too. How it appeals to
just
you.
Alone, you got your box, you got your whole setup. That's going to appeal people.
Right, that's true. And I just feel like it's also in who you know, because it's almost like Fashion Nova. No one knew who Fashion Nova was. Like, who is Fashion Nova? Like, what?
They got one celebrity.
Correct. And then I heard it. Someone told me. I was like, where did you get that from? They're like Fashion Nova. I was like, oh, let me go in there and see what they got.
Person I heard.
We even walked into the store and it was so boring looking.
I heard that the store is very boring.
The thing was worse
I still hear that to this day.
Yeah,
that the store is so whack. Yeah,
it was. Well, I'm like, I'm not giving them my money, and I walked out. It was.
But now Fashion Nova,
it's hit. Like every celebrity got on Fashion Nova.
The only time you see cute stuff is if it's on a celebrity.
Yeah.
You don't ever just see it like when you look online,
right? Because it squeezed my life. It did.
What about like some of the Chinese stores? Sorry, excuse me.
I have asked one of them. They told me no, but that's okay. I'm okay with someone telling me no. I did. I asked the one in Tempe off of Mill and Southern, I think Remico, and she was just like, no, we don't do that. Whatever. Then I asked another one that I've been going to literally since we moved here, and he said the only reason why he didn't do it was because we're not technically making them. So if something was to happen and say someone get an infection, he said people being people, they would say, oh, it's the lashes. Right. And then it's a lawsuit on them because they're selling our lashes. Right. And we don't know technically what happened before they got to us. Right. So to eliminate that liability, he would love to do it because I've been knowing him literally since like 2003. He just said he didn't want to get involved with that, and I understood it's a business move,
Exactly.
So I totally respect that. But I mean, even on top of that, I still try to network, and say, hey, let me reach out. I have reached out to, what's the monthly box, the makeup box line?
Girl, you go big.
Girl, I be emailing everybody.
Because I get the other one. Talking about the Birch box or something?
What is it called? I get
the one in Arizona.
It's the makeup box, like where you pay like $15 a month.
I've heard it out, but I can't think of the name of it.
BoxyCharm. Okay. Yeah, I have reached out to BoxyCharm. Yeah, but they haven't responded yet. And recently I saw on Instagram where a girl that was famous, her friend just opened up a boutique. And so I reached out to her and was like, hey, I see you have a boutique, and she's surrounded by celebs. Toya was there. Fabulous Wife was there. Emily B. I think was it Monica or no, the girl who's married to the guy that's in prison right now. What's his name? Yandy. She was there. So I'm like, okay, so now they're surrounded by a lot of people. So I was like, let me reach out. So I emailed her and she was like, well, give me a few days. Let me see what I could do. But I know she's busy because she literally just opened her store. So she didn't message me back. So I called her this morning like, hey, what's up? I left her a message. So, hey, I'm going to give her one more time. I'm going to keep calling out. Just keep pushing. Just keep calling. Because I'm like, that's where we need the connection. Because I just know once they post on their page, this is ours, like this is Lash Me Out, they just gonna trend over. And it's crazy.
Cynthia reposted your thing from, remember that day? Didn't you?
She did it. She told me that She told me to reach out to her, and she would post it. But I was like, she gets so busy, you know, like she probably has over 1 million people, messages a day. Yeah, so ours probably just fell through the accept, decline, you know. So I was like, it's okay, you know, it's still a good experience.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What you got talking about?
Cynthia.
Bailey.
Oh, okay. She was right behind us in line. And when
I just didn't hear her say the name.
Yeah,
It's this little guy that grew up like a cousin, like a family member or whatever of mine, but he's like real tight with Cynthia.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. His name is
It's
Eric.
the Lashes.
Yeah, and that's crazy. We actually named, like, she was actually the first person to get a pair of our lashes, and we actually named the lash after her because she was the first. Like, we literally just got our shipment in and was getting ready for that weekend for the launch party, so we ended up naming the lashes, which you guys have a pair called Peach Bailey, because she had came out with the drink, so we named the lash Peach Bailey.
Girl, you should have. We went to meet Master P. You should have gave us some lashes, and we could have gave them to his wife, to his girlfriend. Yeah,
Wow.
He got a girlfriend?
Well, no.
But you could have gave
start batting it
Or gave it a Romeo or something.
He always playing single.
It was
I would put them on.
You would have put him on black.
Start batting now.
Yeah, we should have grabbed some lashes.
I know, and that's crazy because we were actually invited to the BET Awards. Yeah, and we were going to have like a VIP to the Mary J. Blige mansion party. But it was like, it was so last minute. And with working a corporate job, you know how that goes. You only let you off so many days. And now you're going to get fired. And I just like, man, we should have just rolled the dice. Like, we should just win. We should just win.
The next time we go somewhere special, we going to get you up.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I might have been sleeping at her house for the next couple months. But I mean, we should have just went. Yeah, we should. I'm serious, because I mean, after we thought about it, we both were like, yeah, we should have went.
Because you never know, somebody hand their girlfriend the lashes and they
correct,
and then they end up like, oh, I like these, and then they look at the girl.
Because everybody that looks at them like, oh my gosh, I love these lashes, like I love them. It's just getting them in the right hands.
Has Nick wore a pair yet or no?
I don't know. I know that Tara. Did I say it right?
Tara, yeah.
She wore them, and then Shar Jackson, she wore them, but I didn't see them tag us or like put them
on
the thing. I just know they
but
just
the
get
thing
overwhelmed.
is just get them in as many hands as you can,
and that's my goal. Yeah, even like I always tell her, even if like when we sent them to the mansion party, my thing is you could wear them or not wear them. At the end of the day, they're gonna be there, and one day you're gonna pick them up like, oh wow, these are nice, because you know they get gifts all day long. So it's like. It's
or
just
they may give them to somebody, which might be the right
correct, exactly, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you know, like this is good." So that's why I'm so happy too that we connected with Miss Nick, you know, because she's one of those people who wants to help everybody.
Oh,
like,
she gonna get you. You gonna get people with her.
That's why I love her.
The one thing she don't lie about is she will tell you that she will get you where you need to be. And it ain't that she's gonna hold your hand.
Correct.
You gonna meet people along.
Correct, and that's what I like about her. And that's why I was like, yeah, even if they didn't post them, I still got the pictures. You know what I'm saying? So I can still use those. You know, whatever. And it's just, I'm just grateful, regardless. Yeah, to even be able to have like somebody that's on that level to help out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So before we end off for the night, are there any shout outs that you would like to give? You as well.
Well, you always want to just be grateful and thankful anyway to the Most High and powers that you see that exist without asking.
Yeah.
That's important, and I think, of course, we love our family, but other than that, no.
Damn, that's true.
Yeah.
Family.
I want to give a shout out to to Jade.
You got your list?
Yeah, no, I don't got a list. No, give a shout out to Jade for being there, firsthand, helping us out, putting our lashes in her store. A shout out to Angie from Fly Girl. She's the second person that reached out to put our lashes in her store. Pretty much in general, like all the support. Like I said, we've only been at it 90 days exactly, and we've had a lot of support, regardless if it was financially or not. I mean, just to connect with people, that's big. I'm not really worried about.
Also, Paris, the one boutique.
Eve,
yeah.
Paris.
I forgot. I'm sorry. What's her boutique name?
Eve. It's Parish District,
So,
kosher
okay.
district.
I knew it was
Parish.
Parish.
Yeah. I'm like
Like
Paris.
She wasn't that far off.
Exactly.
But I thought that was her name. I'm like, that ain't that lady name. Eve, Eve, she was really nice too. She had offered us the opportunity to put our lashes there. We did have them there for a little bit. You know, and we appreciate everything that she did to us offer, because she actually opened up a new building. I think is it West Phoenix? Yeah, in West Phoenix. So she was really nice to us as well, and we still have a connection. Yeah, we still have a connection with her. Who else? I can't really think of anybody else. Of course, Miss Nick, definitely.
Miss Yates. Sautés.
Oh, yeah. Miss Yates, at Saute Dance Studio in South Phoenix. Yeah, she's she has a really nice dance studio, like really nice.
South Phoenix. Right, you said earlier. Well, that's where we had our grand opening, and you can't.
No, I thought that she knew because I thought I heard her whimper or make her know.
It's actually right next door to Fly Girls.
And where's those located at?
48th Street and Baseline.
Yeah.
48th Street?
It's right where it's like the 7-Eleven used to be. But they tore it down, and then it's like a cash time or something. Yeah. And then it's that little T-Mobile.
The girl that did our makeup. I think she did.
Yeah, that's who. Yeah.
She did.
No, y'all keep.
She did my makeup for my brother's wedding.
She did our makeup for the prom.
Yeah, so there she's right next door, and she has a really nice dance studio, and she rents it out for parties, events, and then she does it for clubs, dances, whatever you want. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we had our launch party at. And she was nice pretty much from day one too. Pretty much everybody we came encounter with has been really, really pleasant and nice and warming. Really nobody, even, Matt Skills we were at, we appreciate, them even opening up.
What's his name? DJ Freshmaker.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the owner and partners with what's his name?
Javion.
Oh, who was that?
I don't know.
Oh.
You like that name?
What? Floss. His name is Nate, but it goes by Floss. He's also with him, and we appreciate them. Even open up the doors for us. In the beginning
of
really cool. Yeah, of our start. And welcoming us in, and we pretty much renovated the whole suite back there, and we did everything. That we were grateful for that. And be able to have that fresh start of the suite, and now we're able to move on, new beginnings, and just start from there. Yeah, so we do. We appreciate everybody that we came in contact with,
even if it didn't work out right.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
No, that's important to, sometimes things don't work out the way you want it to work out.
But it's the way God wants it to work out.
Yeah.
Correct. Exactly.
That comes with trials and tribulations. Mm-hmm. You live and you learn.
You do.
And you just don't want to, repeat the same stuff.
Yeah.
Correct.
You gotta learn from those mistakes.
Want to be grateful for every step you take.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm very grateful and humble, and it's just a matter of time, I say, before we, be worldwide and everybody know, who we are.
There you go. Keep it moving.
And then before
being worldwide, how can the people find you?
How you just go?
I did that on purpose.
I'm crying.
I did that on purpose. Sorry.
So on Snapchat, you can find us on Lash Me Out Lashes. And then on Instagram, you can find us on Lash Me Out. And on Facebook, you can find us on Facebook, Lash Me Out, LLC. And we're the only one in Arizona that's Lash Me Out, LLC. You can shop online at www.lashmeoutllc.com. And then you can also find us locally. As of September 1st, we'll be opening up the suite, which is going to be 4747 East Elliott Road. And we're in the El Mirage Salon Studio Suites, and we're in Suite 106. Okay. Yeah, we're literally like the second door, like through the hallway on the front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll be there. And other than that, you can pretty much more Facebook. I'm more like connected with. I try to like do Instagram, but I'm really like more on Facebook than anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you ladies have any more remarks for tonight?
Just thank you, ladies.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
I had so much fun with you guys.
Just edit
I wish we had a little bit more time.
I know, right?
Good Lord!
let us after midnight.
She said we were gonna go to 4 in the morning.
Trying and I enjoyed my drinks.
We
really enjoyed y'all for coming out and spending the night with us. Y'all made.
She said spending the night.
Right.
Y'all spent the night.
They did,
and we didn't know.
It's the next day.
Basically.
No, we have fun. We appreciate.
What was you gonna say? No, go ahead.
I'm not gonna
I'll let her say it later. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sign out for the night.
It's Kimmy. We out.
Spicy tea. We out.
There's nothing funny about that. Why are you laughing?
It's T to the E.
Tasca. Just with the mess.
It's your girl in the K. We out.
People be like, Navarre, it don't ever bother you when people call you bougie? No. And I'm about to tell y'all why. Yeah. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name Bougie, so you know it's rap. Yeah, double C's on my eyes, so I'm seeing clear. Just left the dealership, I'm a swerve and stare. On the loop 202, and I'm headed near you. What? Okay, I might just pull up in the Accord, but don't worry, got the X3 keys in the door. What more can y'all even ask for? Fan first, pod son, sitting pretty, we on, yeah, we about to be litty on the moon, and we got new work coming real soon. And as for you, you should have been on, cause we about to take over the whole damn zone. We doing this as a team, so we all about to be flash you up, bling bling. Right, get it, but back to me. 800 on some bundles, that's nothing. A stack on some shoes, that's nothing. I know it's something to you, so why are y'all frontin'? Got 3 jobs, so you know your girl be hustling. I really just like nice stuff, so I'm not frontin' for nobody. Like y'all weak ass little thotties. Gotta call your sugar daddy just to buy an entree. But please don't get it twisted. Come try me and you might get your wig lifted. My daddy taught me well, so I don't with the snitches. Nah. Just know I'm bougie, and you gotta what? Deal with it. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spinning facts. My middle name Bougie, so